morning our song shall rise to thee. Holy, 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 Lord merciful and mighty, God in three persons, blessed Trinity. Oh, holy, 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 Lord God Almighty. Early in the morning our song shall rise to thee. You are holy, 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 merciful and mighty, God in three persons, blessed Trinity. Yeah. God in three persons, blessed Trinity. Me free makumen, Sheni yawayache, SSMI, Dawasiota, Unsanu nyuma. Yeah, wawache SSMI dawasio da. Oh, me dawasio, me dawasio, me dawasio da. Me dawasio, me dawasio, me dawasio, da me free ma kumen, me sheni awayache SSMI dawasio da usanu nyuma. Yeah, wawache SSMI dawasio da. Me dawasio, me dawasio, me dawasio da. Oh, me dawasio, me dawasio, me dawasio da. You are light, you shine through the darkest parts of me. Yes, you do, Lord, love of my life. Your love is unconditional, it never changes. Yeah. You are my world, Jesus. All I'll ever need is found in you. Only you. You are a healer. Yeah. There's no infirmity greater than you. Greater than you. You are almighty, all powerful, great God. Yes, you are. You are almighty, all powerful, great God. Yes, you are almighty, all powerful, great God. Oh, you are almighty, all powerful. You're the great God. You're the great God. Yes, you are. You're a great God. We worship you today. You're a great God. You're a great God. That's who you are. You're a great God. You're a great God. Oh, hey, crow, 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 crow. Yeshirawo, Safu Yehowa, oh yeah, crow, crow, oh yeah, crow, oh, crow, Yeshirawo, Asafu Yehowa, oh yeah, oh yeah, Yehovah, yeah, you are the me, I hold till fall and need no, yeah, Yehovah, yeah, you are the name, I hold till fall and need no, yeah, I hold till fall and need no, yeah, I hold till fall and need no, yeah, 'cause I call you Jireh, you're my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my banner. I call you Rapha, you are my healer. Yeah. Lord, you're my everything. I call you Jireh, you're my provider. I call you Nisi, you are my banner. I call you Rapha, you are my healer. Lord, you're my everything. Oh, Lord, you're my everything. Oh, Lord, you're my everything. Oh, Lord, you're my everything. Everything. Lord, you are everything to me. Everything, everything, Lord, you are everything to me. my treasure, my priority. Who can compare to you? Great is the measure of your royalty, O morning star. You truly are. What they were more channel now. I told me I want the NC. You're anywhere, but to me, a DSC. Eratier, untampaina sina metinada. Bunyuna sina metinada. Bunima hintabia mire entifa misie. Buntabanase, our Jesus, and see Famisie. Buntabanase, Eratier, Buntabanase, now Metnata. Sina metinada, oh, bunima kintalia, enti famisie, buntabanase, our Jesus, enti famisie. Buntabanase, enti tumoyame, atum bitina mtiasi, make you want to tina me waha. All the essence of my praise, centered on your grace. Adum. Adum mintina mitiasi, yeah, wadum tina me waha. Lord, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, see me down low, yes, me down low, hey, me down low, yes, me down low, hey, some inside, yes, some inside, yes, some inside. Free say yes, sunyamia, oh your wow when be around soon, yeah. No casa didn't yet be around soon, yeah. Oti chance any faso redeemer, yeah. Enunti and suroshi, yes, sunyamia, yo waweni, be around soon, yeah. Oh, yo waweni, oh waweni, yeah. Magic kwa meshiano. Oh, you're when oh, you're when oh, hey, magic Messiano. Oh, you're when oh, you're when Good morning and welcome to your favorite Sunday morning TV show, Sunday Breakfast, right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan.
And I am Inu. Find me across all social media platforms, Inu_S.
I like the fit.
Thank you.
You are looking like a miracle.
Hey, hallelujah, receive it.
You are looking like prosperity.
Amen. Yeah. Hey, in the spirit this Sunday. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I really like. I'm well. I'm very excited. I'm happy. It's a brand new day. We get to come to our lovely viewers in their homes. You know, tell them what's happening in terms of the news as we have it. Of course, we have health conversations on the show. Later on, we'll delve into our nutrition segment where we get to talk to our guest, Enna, this year, and find out from her, how our friends coping with renal.
Yeah.
Renal patients can, maximize their health and improve, their diet. So all of that will be done on the show. And of course, as always, we end with sports. Did I miss anything out?
No.
Yeah.
I think you covered everything.
So, we started the show with Che music. Taking us through a moment of solemn worship. And,
And it's time to delve straight into
the stories. Absolutely.
So I'm on Channel 1 News Online. The big story there. Bagbin reaffirms government's commitment to Sankana Dam dredging. Commuters threaten demo over Dambai ferry fare increase. Lands Ministry, Galamsey fight should not be politicized. Church of Pentecost consistent in Galamsey fight, according to Suhini. Awutu Senya clash over telecom mass leaves 35-year-old fighting for life. Adum Otre attempts to weaken OSB will fail. Those are some of the stories on Channel 1 News Online. Oh, more Ghanaian women embrace dreadlocks for convenience, cost savings. Maybe I should do that.
That's a story on Channel 1 News.
Yay.
So more women embrace
dreadlocks.
Braids.
No, not
braids. Dreadlocks.
Yeah, dreadlocks, sister locks, all those locks.
Is it cheaper?
It's actually not cheap when you get it the first time. It's thousands of cedis. But afterwards, you don't really have to do much. Unlike me, who has to visit the salon to, re-braid or wash my hair like consistently. They have one style. They can twist it any way they want. They can have fun with it. They can play with it. Yeah. So the initial cost is a bit high, but afterwards, it's not too much to maintain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know. CityNewsroom.com. Big story here. Dambai ferry passengers threaten protest over 3 cedi fare hike. Moving on to some foreign news. Trump safe suspect arrested after shooting a White House correspondent's dinner. Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority suspends Clone terminal operations after freight forwarders protest. Mine Workers Union demands suspension of contract mining directive. Channel 1 TV to host first quarterly economic outlook forum on Monday, April 27. And we'll be telling you more about this program later on during the news review segment. Also here, Mahama, Ghana's economic rebounding investments rising. Ghana gas to install third compressor to boost operations. Ewutu Senya, suspected land guard attack leaves one critically injured. And Suhini, who was on the Big Issue show yesterday with Omari Sanda, Paul Adomotre, and Kamal Din Abdullah. Did you watch the show? It was all sorts of fireworks.
I watched it.
It was just.
It was actually very interesting. I liked your panel.
Paul Adomotre was making the point that, Sam George used to shout a lot that, hey, Nanado, you were part of Galamsey. And his point is that all of a sudden,
they are quiet.
Sam George is quiet, and was questioning the NDC's motive 3 months to elections in 2024, calling on the government to, institute a state of the emergency on Galamsey. And his point is that the Atiwa forest, it didn't used to be mined. Now it's been illegally mined. And Galamsey has gotten worse, in the last 15 months since this administration came into office. So why are we not hearing the same clamor for, and Hamza didn't want any of it, and all of this is coming on the back of the Church of Pentecost,
Oh, the what's her name? The CEO's...
Dr. Mary Wusi.
Yes,
of
her
the Free
comments.
Zones, yeah.
Yes, her comment.
And Hamza suggested on the show
that maybe we should find modern ways of baptizing people.
Did Hamza say that it was, I think I missed it. Did he say that it was government's position, her position?
Not at all. So he actually condemned, found nice ways of condemning and said that it didn't represent even the persona of the president.
Okay.
And by a large extension, the administration's official position.
Okay.
And, commended her for the apology. But what a lot of people found quite difficult to grasp on Hamza's position on the matter was
baptism.
When he said that, churches should find modern ways of baptizing people. And, it came across as though, is that a way of saying that we should manage Galamsey whilst, and all hell broke loose. But it was a really good show. I think Hamza, for most parts, explained what government is doing. Mind you, there was also Pakwesi Shandoff on the show who also took time to explain government position on Galamsey. But he said that journalists were involved in Galamsey. And that's where Paul also lost it. It was
I must have missed that part.
Yeah, he did say journalists. He said his point was everybody, it is more the inclusivity of the endeavor is such that different kinds of people are involved. So journalists, politicians, chiefs, businessmen, market women. It was like it's a whole system.
Right.
And the change just goes through like that. It was like, see, you go to some of these areas, the journalists in the communities, they own the concessions. And Paul was like, what? What? And it was really interesting. So the videos are on social media, YouTube everywhere. You can go there and watch for yourself. And finally here, okay, so even the Hamza story is on citynewsroom.com. Free Zone CEO's comments, Rex undermining Galamsey fight. And Paul Adomotri, OSP's concerns, or the NDC's OSP concerns driven by fear and not law. So these are some of the big stories, making rounds on citynewsroom.com. Okay,
so I'm on graphiconline.com, graphiconline.com, stories you'll find on that portal. Kojo Bonsu backs Mahama's $270 million AI plan, says Ghana can lead digital future. South African xenophobic attacks, a betrayal of Africa, Blakwa says so. Minister orders audit of strategic energy installations. President Mahama assures La General Hospital completion by November 2027. Turning idleness into industry, GIMS ignites hope for unemployed youth with heavy-duty skills training. Justice, human dignity principles will guide anti-gay bill consideration. Constitutional and Legal Affairs Committee Chair assures public. President unveils, $270 million national AI strategy, Aku the AI. And GSE market cap hits 279 billion Ghana cedis as total value trade surges. IGP Paul Teria Quay dies. Family announces demise of former IGP. Oh, they said that you shouldn't call our African languages vernacular.
That's from the UG Vice Chancellor,
yes,
right? Professor
Amfap. Yeah.
What does vernacular mean?
I thought vernacular meant tree. Let me see what vernacular meant. I honestly thought vernacular meant, tree. The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region is what they're saying vernacular means. And that's according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary online.
We should read the meaning of vernacular again, Charlie. Because I know the thing no clear.
So it says one. Wait, this is synonyms. Where did it go? Okay. A vernacular language, expression or mode of expression. An expression or mode of expression that occurs in ordinary speech rather than formal writing. The mode of expression of a group or class. A common name of a plant or animal as distinguished. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about vernacular.
And Professor Amfap was saying that the use of the term vernacular is
derogatory.
Really? Because, again, I would love to hear what the reasons are.
It says using a language or dialect native to a region or country rather than a literary, cultured, or foreign language.
Interesting. I mean, she studied it, right? So we'll defer to her. I've heard people also argue that it's sorts of undermines their legitimacy of the local people. It marginalizes local culture, and they argue that it also holds a history of colonial subordination. I think we need language professors to come and explain to us, this position, because a lot of the time we casually use it to refer to local languages, right? But this whole derogatory angle to it is quite new and interesting. And I hope that it's able to be explained well, so we are all on the same page. And Ghana News Agency, some of the big stories here. President Mahama inspects La Hospital redevelopment. Cape Coast Mayor MP tangle over 24 economy market site. Majority slams OSP as a populist creation, calls for constitutional amendment. GNA board chairman inspects head office renovation. Mahama engages CEOs Network Ghana. Some other stories. U.S. Naval Forces Africa Commander visits Ghana to deepen maritime ties. Democracy must not be goods we import, Prof. Lumumba saying there. And big push, government clears outstanding road contractor debts. And that's from the road minister, Agboja. And any other more headlines for us?
Let's go on CNN. Let's do some international news.
Absolutely.
And the breaking story, which is still ongoing, is that the suspect is in custody after shots were fired at White House Correspondents' dinner. Imagine having dinner with President Mahama and such a thing happens. But the stories are here. How Washington's biggest annual dinner transformed into chaos and a crime scene. And the video shows, there's a video showing the moments the gunfire was heard. CNN's Wolf Blitzer witnesses terrifying ordeal as gunman opens fire a few feet away. White House Correspondents' dinner shooting suspect, he worked as a California teacher. And there is a picture of him here in handcuffs. He's been stripped from the top to the waist.
Yeah, so I think his name is Cole Allen, right? That's the young man in the center of all of this. 31 years of age. But
Trump
thankfully,
is posting videos.
Nobody's hurt, or there was one Secret Service agent who was hurt. But the president says that he's fine. Okay, and on BBC, some other stories, still international. There's a whole emerging situation in Mali. So explosions and gunfire as armed groups launch coordinated attacks across Mali. Now there are videos of them taking over some of the governors' homes in certain areas. And on the US-Iran war, Trump cancels US envoy's trip to Pakistan for talks on war. And Colombia president, still on the BBC, says rebels behind highway bombing that killed 14 people. Now, Viktor Orban, Hungary's president, steps down from Hungarian parliament after landslide defeat. And Israeli President Netanyahu orders army to vigorously attack Hezbollah in Lebanon. 7 dead in major Russia attack on Ukraine as the war unfolds. And if you're interested in the story you earlier brought us on CNN, the BBC have a picture story as gunfire heard in ballroom. And it was quite interesting to see the full force of the U.S. security apparatus. It was like
Clockwork.
Rehearsed. Clockwork. So there were videos of how the whole street right in front of the hotel where the dinner was being had was blocked, and now vehicles were being searched. And it's like they live to prepare for moments like this, right? And maybe during the review, you can bring us all the stories.
I'm surprised, though. I mean, we can start. I
wanted to start with some of the local stories.
Start with our local story. Okay,
yeah,
let's go back.
Let me just tell our viewers what is happening as part of our quarterly economic forum. Yeah. Which will be happening pretty shortly. Give me a minute there. But what's your doomsday situation like?
Charlie, they say they are changing transformers and it's not doomsday. But to be honest, it's getting
Did you have lights yesterday?
No, I did not. Then it came back on around midday. And I heard it went off again somewhere around 2 o'clock. And then it came back on around 9. And then somewhere dawn, there was no lights. Just this morning around like 5, it came back on. So as I was leaving the house to come to work, it was on. Hopefully, it will stay on.
So they say it's transformer?
They're changing transformers.
But to be fair, people say on social media that this sudden disruption in their power supply started before the announcement of the transformer change. But we also can't put a blind eye to the fact that government has told us there was a fire incident at Akosombo substation where about 1,000 megawatts of power, has been affected as a result of the fire. So maybe we should give government some time while they fix.
Some people on social media are also saying that the doomsday is like it's timed.
There's a schedule.
Yeah, there's a schedule. You know that at 7 p.m. your lights are going off, so it can't be just.
Mine is 10:30.
Oh really? Yeah. So one of the posts I read, she said as soon as the light comes on, she quickly charges it because she knows she has.
So it feels like doomsday.
Yes, it feels like doomsday because there's a schedule, and she actually knows that at this time my light is going to go off. At this time my light is going to go off.
From Ghanaians, right?
Yeah.
So if you are watching the show right now, send us a message. What is the power situation in your locality right now? Do you have lights? How are you watching the show? If you have lights and you are watching, thankfully, what is the power situation? How often, does your lights go off? Are you having challenges? Have you been able to even reach out to your ECG operators in your community? And what have they been saying to you? Would love to hear from you on the show today. So the big question, what is your doomsday story or situation?
Yeah, send it to the WhatsApp number 0204447033.
Is it a story, a doomsday story, or doomsday situation?
Both. Your story, your situation. Let us know.
Yeah.
Send
so
us
what is your doomsday situation? Please send your message right now. I want to hear from you on the show.
Because
please send right now so we are able to get a sense of what the situation is right now. What's your doomsday situation? Share with us.
Friday when I was coming to work, so I couldn't iron because I hadn't pre-ironed. I think now you have to pre-iron and everything. So I just grabbed something that doesn't need to be ironed and I came to work.
But that's quite unfortunate. Anyway, Channel 1 TV to host first quarterly economic outlook forum on Monday, 27th April. That's tomorrow. And particularly, I'm looking forward to this event. And it's the April 2026 edition. And the theme is Ghana's economic turnaround, what's changed and what comes next. Except for the story by our business lead, Neil Latte reads, Channel 1 TV is set to convene the maiden edition of its quarterly economic outlook to interrogate the country's macroeconomic recovery. The forum themed Taking Stock, Ghana's economic turnaround, what changed and what comes next, comes off on Monday, 27th April 2026, and features a cross-section of policymakers, economists, and private sector leaders. The 2-hour studio roundtable discussion will be hosted by Bernard Avle from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. We will go beyond the headline indicators to examine how policy interventions have translated into real economic outcomes for businesses and households. Now, the panel is made up of John Paddy of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Joseph Paddy, thank you, Eno, of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, Mark Bedu Abuaje of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Seth Chum Akwabwa, CEO of the Association of Industries, and they will provide on-ground insights into whether improved macro stability is translating into lower costs of business expansion. There's also economist Gloria Afo, Mensa of the University of Ghana, as well as Messina Afroa Nijan, who is the president of the Greater Accra Markets Association, and we're bringing perspective into the matter. There's also Dr. Tio Champon, who until recently, or let me say, is a political risk analyst and also a technical advisor to the Minister of Finance or the Ministry of Finance. So it promises to be fun. If you've been following some of our engagements we do here, it's very detailed, it's very, the insights are there, and hopefully we are able to, all together, through the comments you'll be sending on the show, help shape public policy, around safeguarding the gains, the economic gains we've made. When Oforiatta used to be minister, he had this thing used to say that government had turned the corner. And people were saying that, Charlie, the corner that you've turned,
we are not feeling it.
It's the same thing with this government.
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, macroeconomic indicators, GDP, It's not even say there's another one called National NGP.
My grandma would say, "You're speaking big English. Where is the money?"
When I started journalism at first, one of the words that used to fascinate me a lot was economic rigidities. And I'll hear John Kwache explaining that big words. Like Charlie, make me feel that that is simple. It's whether you have money in your pocket
or not,
whether you can buy or not. So wait, but you see, it's important to let people also understand that all of those things matter. So the macro matters, right?
Yeah.
And the micro also matters, right? Fiscal policy matters, monetary policy matters. So I think it's a great initiative, and we'll hopefully get to understand a lot more things. So guys, let's all tune in on Monday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
All right.
Any other stories?
I wanted us to do this before we go to Trump. So we were recently on the Dambai ferry during the Heritage Caravan, and the fare has increased from 3 Ghana cities to 7 Ghana cities. 4 cities to 7 cities. And it says a planned increase in ferry fares, and this is on channel1news.com, channel1newsonline.com. A planned increase in ferry fares on the Dambai crossing in the River Oti region has sparked anger among commuters, with passengers threatening to stage a demonstration on Monday, April 27, of what they describe as an unconsulted and burdensome decision. The fare adjustment, which has pushed the cost of crossing the river from 4 cities to 7 cities, has raised concerns among residents who rely heavily on the service for daily travel and economic activities. Speaking on City News Digest on Saturday, April 25, Assembly member for the Dambai Central Electoral Area, Arani Charles, criticized ferry operators for rolling out the increments without engaging key stakeholders, including local leaders and regular users. He said the absence of consultation has intensified frustration in the area, with commuters indicating their readiness to protest if the new fares are not reviewed. And he added that he intends to engage the ferry operators to clarify the rationale behind the adjustment. I'm thinking on behalf of the ferry operators that fuel prices have increased, and so maybe that could account. But from 4 to 7 cedis is a bit steep.
Usually this is a lot for an instant adjustment of price.
Yeah. So especially if you haven't consulted stakeholders, you haven't spoken to them, you haven't said anything to them. This is a bit. The ferry is under the Transport Ministry, I suppose. It should be. But the one we were on was being manned by Navy officers. So yeah, but I'm sure it's under the Transport Ministry. So I guess a stakeholder engagement needs to come in, because you can't just move from 4 cities to 7 cities without taking other factors into consideration. But yes, so we will definitely get to the bottom of this, and we'll definitely update our listeners as and when. All right, let's do Trump quickly. All right, so I don't know, the stories are on CNN, right? Yeah, the stories are on CNN. Okay. Where did it go? I have let me just bring the BBC. The general story, right? So Trump on head, and this is the BBC story. I guess over 55,000 people are currently reading the story. And suspect in custody after shots fired at White House correspondent dinner. And so this is like a live update of the story. So what we know about the suspected attacker is that the alleged gunman who fired the shots at the White House correspondent's dinner a few hours ago has been named as Cole Thomas Allen, according to U.S. media. The 31-year-old is reportedly from Torrance, California, in the southwestern suburbs of Los Angeles. CBS News, the BBC's U.S. partner, says Allen worked as a tutor in Torrance after graduating from the highly regarded California Institute of Technology. Police say he was a guest at the Washington Hilton Hotel where the dinner was taking place and was carrying multiple weapons, including guns and knives. Allen is receiving hospital treatment following the incident. He's expected to be formally charged on Monday. Now, there's a long timeline of how the incident unfolded, right? So at around, I want to use Ghana time, so that's like 12 GMT, midnight. Shots were heard at the Washington Hilton, and guests take cover shortly after Secret Service agents rush to Donald Trump and the Vice President and escort both of them and his cabinet out of the room. Now, an hour and 17 minutes later, Donald Trump makes his first comment, writing on Truth Social
that the alleged gunman has been apprehended. And it's always how he's always like quick to press. You know, he's
what do
always.
They call that thing?
You know, you'd have expected that. Oh, maybe the.
Is it Happy Fingers?
Yeah, but a lot of people were worried. So I think to an extent,
no.
It explains why he would come out to assure people that it's fine.
From him.
It should come from who? The law, the security agents.
Yes. Plus, he has people to do that for him, right? Anyway.
You know, an hour and 36 minutes after the gunshots were fired, Trump says that he was leaving the Washington Hill at the request of law enforcement. Now, the president shared footage of what appears to show the start of the shooting, and it follows up shortly after with a photograph of the suspect. Then, a few hours later, Trump held a press conference at the White House alongside FBI Chief Kash Patel and acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche. In fact, there were quite a number of the administration officials there. The Vice President was there, Marco Rubio was there, the Homeland Security guy, Mark Wayne Mullen, was there as well. And he said that the impression is that the suspect was a lone wolf. Now, Trump has also described the job as a very dangerous job, and he jokingly said that if he knew it was this dangerous, he probably wouldn't have run for president. You know, he would have convinced Marco Rubio, who is the Secretary of State, to not have allowed him to run, and that's quite interesting. But there's heavy police presence in California, and there are photos of the incident. FBI and police are searching the California home of the suspect. It's funny how all of a sudden they've identified his house, they've traced him. You know, it's like, to an extent, shows a working system. I don't know what you make of this, Enu.
I think we're talking about this whilst we're getting ready to come on set, and I was trying to understand why the vice president was taken out first instead of Trump. And if you read social media, I think a lot of people were expressing the same sentiment. I mean, you were giving me an explanation earlier, but it doesn't hold water.
I was very early this morning, you know, and I saw the news on CNN. So usually when I wake up, I'll do what I have to do, then check what's on the news. And it struck me. I didn't expect a headline of a sort like that. And coincidentally, when I was following the news on CNN at the time, there was an ex-Secret Service official on explaining what really happens. And according to him, you know, the presidential team have agents assigned to them. Yeah. Right? So it's like each agent, to an extent, is responsible for their protectorate or their protectee. You know, so he explained that, so Trump's people rushed to him, Vance's people rushed to him. But if you watch the video very carefully again, you realize that even before Trump was escorted out, there were agents standing right in front of him, you know, so pretty much secured. And Vance didn't have any. So then the rational decision would be take him out first, you know, because Trump was sort of covered before he was also eventually escorted out. So I see, people have said that it was a failure for the guy to even rush through the security checkpoints to the place. And
I understand that they had no, you know, normally they do their intels and their checks before the president moves to certain places, and they had no intel that such a thing would happen.
Earlier reports indicates that the guy, the
teacher, Cole,
Thomas, had been planning this for some time, and days prior to the White House Correspondents' dinner, booked a room there. You know, so he has access to it, and you know, it's still very early stages yet. But there are reports that he had been at the hotel for some time, probably sent the weapons to the hotel days prior. You know, but the concern for people is there's a video of him literally running through the security checkpoint. But people have argued, analysts have come out to say that it was a successful, you know, mission in terms of protecting the high-profile people there, because the top of Washington was there, and nobody has been harmed. Of course, one Secret Service agent shot, but again, they say it's a success because the gunman didn't get in close proximity to the president, and before he could, you know, be properly constituted to, you know, fire his weapon, you know, the situation was, you know, sort of quelled down. So they see it as a successful operation. I mean, this is a country where months before the election, their would-be president was shot. And, you know, so I think that, again, and in the US, we know the relationship between Trump and the media, always calling the legacy media, or most of them, fake news outlets, right? And in the very few instances where he's taking time to meet them and explain his government's position on foreign policy, on the economy, what it's trying to do in Iran. Then there's this. You know, I think it further strains the relationship. But I think I heard from the head of their press corps that the program will be reconstituted in 30 days, right? So they're not giving up on this. And I don't know, it was a moment for Trump to also come out and urge the nation in unity. I've heard him say that, see, there's so much hate and they should use this to forge ahead.
Where's the hate coming from?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Politics is an endeavor that
I think
connotes lots of strong emotions, right? So
they might not hold the White House Correspondents' Dinner
at a hotel.
And if they do, they'll probably screen every single person staying at that hotel because, to be honest, this is bad.
So a CNN analyst who was there,
very, very
Jim
bad.
Sutio, said that they didn't scan, like they didn't have photo ID checks. So you only needed an invitation, which was like a ticket to enter.
Because it was the creme de la creme of journalists.
So his point was that previously they have like ID cards that are like properly checked before you enter, you know, the hotel or where the event is happening. But this time around it was just like you have a ticket, okay, I have a ticket, you can go in. But yeah, so this would definitely help in reforming security around the president. But all of those comments around, oh, why was JD Vance taken out first and not Trump? I think is
because that's the protocol we've watched
that the president
or probably read about. The president is always the first person to leave.
I've seen the video many times. I think he was quite secure.
What I saw was a policeman after Vance had been taken away, was a policeman come in front of Trump before his people took him away. I don't know whether the people were standing there. Maybe I need to rewatch the video again.
Yeah, so a lot of the Secret Service agents were in bow ties.
Yes.
Because it was a dinner.
Yeah.
So you would see them standing around thinking they are probably guests, but they were actual, you know, security operatives who were on the day, or law enforcement agents on the day. So I just don't like the very polarized nature of politics. You know, America say they are the home of the free, right? And, you know, you'd wonder why violence is becoming a very common, like, of course, we know of the Kennedy assassination and all of that. Exactly, you know. And again, it will bring to the fore issues around
gun laws
in America, right? And how we've not been able, and there's a nation that has, or a Republican Party that has barely, you know, healed from the Charlie Kirk assassination, right? And you're wondering what could have happened. A stray bullet could have even just hit anyone. Of course, now we don't know the full motive of the shooter and whether it was Trump. It could be that Trump was even his target. It could be somebody else, you know. So it's important that we fully wait for law enforcement and, of course, the courts to, you know, properly charge him, you know, set him up for court, get his full motive. FBI say they're investigating it as well. So we'll be following this issue very, very keenly.
But you know one thing that I liked? The journalists in the room, their instincts just kicked in. They all turned on their phones, started doing live. I was like, yeah, man.
So,
yeah,
you know, it's funny.
even in the face of danger, you know, your journalistic instincts, you're trained to do that. And so it just kicked in. Everybody turned on their live and they were just reporting.
One journalist CNN interview said that he was still hiding under the table after 3 minutes. Then he raises his head and he sees all the other colleague journalists around him filming. But he realized that when they were filming, he was texting their newsroom to say, this is what has happened, right? So he wasn't filming, but he was still engaged in another journalistic endeavor. So it's the calling. You know, we say a lot of the time that to be able to really do this job, sometimes it takes more than just, you know, it's a passion. Yeah. To an extent, it's a call. Yeah. Thankfully, none of the journalists were hurt, you know, and hopefully this event is held again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some way. You know, it be some way.
The sports guys will say, but it no be anything.
No, it be
something, but it no be anything.
But I know, later on, right, maybe in the sports segment of the show, we'll discuss it, but there's a big sports debate on social media. Okay. And guess what? That conversation started here on our World Cup Central. I know every Friday at 3 p.m. we have World Cup Central.
Yes, I do.
On Channel 1 TV. So on Friday, I was on the show to start with Gabi. Then subsequently, Michael Oti Eje came on the show. Yeah. Godfred Akoto Boafo, who's a host of the City Breakfast Show. Yeah. Radio was also on the show. And Yusuf Chipsa, a former Ghana national team footballer. And there were debates around whether local players or Ghana-based players, they say the local is derogatory, so Ghana-based players should make the World Cup squad.
Everything is derogatory.
We are in a politically and socially woke era, so you have to be conscious, and of course, so the debate started here, and it's translated into social media. In fact, Asamoah came to reply a post that was a reply to my post on social media, telling people that, Charlie, I know football than you, so keep quiet. That story is on City Sports Online. You can go and get the context and the full story.
Wow, we have a lot of messages on the Doomsday situation in people's areas.
They should send. They should send.
Good morning, Channel 1. We, the people of Ziavi, Jogbe, Home Municipality in the Volta region, have been under low current. That's the most annoying one. Low current since the Thursday, 23rd April. The phone number to call for assistance has been off since then. Grateful to inform ECG Ho that we, the people of Ziavi Jogbe, need their prompt attention. You see, my thing with low voltage, turn it off because you can't use anything, otherwise it'll get spoiled anyway. So Bismarck Ho is asking ECG Ho to come to their aid. This one says, good morning, Channel 1 TV Sunday Breakfast Show. Our lights went off yesterday, 2:58 p.m. and came back 6:30 a.m. today. Wow. My doomsday situation here is like a doctor's prescription now. One 3 daily. 1 times 3 daily. I swear. I couldn't sleep last night. The heat was too much. Government, please do something for us. Letitia Pobi in Ponkataman. So you guys look splendid this morning. Bless that part. Thank you,
some
Letitia.
more comments here. Jude, it's really frustrating. I barely could do anything yesterday, barely could sleep, barely could eat. My food in my fridge is getting spoiled. I think at this point, government should come up with a timetable to let us know what to expect. Thank you for asking this question this morning. J. Kumi doing the listening in Spinktest. This other message says that it's becoming frustrating now. Government needs to fix this problem and do it as soon as possible. You didn't add your name, but you sent this message from Mamprobi. Moving on to some other question. This is a legacy-defining moment for the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It feels like a sabotage, to be honest. Government needs to come out with solutions to fix this mess. And you say your name is Papa Kojo. Thank you for sending in that message. So please, bring your message. Like, let's hear from you. What is your doomsday situation? Do you have lights? Are you convinced about government's explanation in all of this? Transformers are being fixed, a fire incident, all coming together to cause this mess we are having right now. So I understand in Tesano self.
We don't have lights.
So guys, let's hear from you on your doomsday situation. What are you experiencing? How has it been for you? Is there a pattern to it? Have you identified a pattern? And have you been able to reach out to the ECG officers in your locality? What have they been saying to you? Share with us and we'll be glad to read your comment on the show. The big question, your doomsday situation. All right, Eno.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, did you know Boris Kujo was at the dinner at Menchia?
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm just seeing pictures on social media.
Charlie, the dinner, no, if you are not part of the team, Charlie, you are not part of the team. No, it was a correct dinner.
Charlie, all dinners at Menchia are correct.
Oh, Charlie, mom, you have wear the suit where you walk, bawoozy. Oh, Charlie.
That dinner at Menchia,
for an 80-year-old man, I think he's
very strong,
looking very well.
I want to know his exercise regime his diets and all of that.
For an 80-year-old man,
he's looking good.
I think that's
he's looking good.
Yeah, and to think that he's been in politics for, over 4 decades.
Yeah.
The stress of it, the difficulty of the process, right? There are times you are very disappointed. I'm sure there were times in his career he would have had some election results somewhere and it's hard, And so I've endured all of that. Now 80, still very active. I saw him in Kwewu moving around. I was like, hey, this man, so we are happy to see that our former president is very, well, and is in good spirit. I would have one request for the president.
Which one?
The former president.
Okay.
I want to hear from him. I want him to do a proper exit interview of a sort. Or even write a book, if you speak to us.
Dr. Sekwapong is working on that. He always chronicles past former presidents. He's done Kufuor.
Dr. Sekwapong is super, right?
John Dramani Mahama. Or you want Nanado himself to write his own book. I want to
interview him. Like he should. I want to understand his perspective on certain things during his presidency. I want to believe that he's working on it, or in the coming days and at the right time would do that, right? But I can't wait, right? I have so many questions on my mind that I personally want to ask him, and I would really love it if he's able to avail himself, so we can get into his mind and what his aspirations post his presidency, is for him and all of that. Anyway, Enosafo.
Alrighty.
Everybody send a message. Please send your message.
Send it.
Good morning, Channel 1 TV. If there's any word more than Dumso, I'll prefer to use that one because it is not easy for us in this part of town. Upper West region. Aziz Bayo sending in that message. Wow. Aziz, is there a time? Does it feel like there's a pattern? Would love to hear from you on that as well. So kindly please send in your message on that. All right, Eno.
All right, it's a good time to take a break. And when we return, we have more for you right here on Channel 1 TV. Don't go away.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and lungoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2, and now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis, the We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis, and the premium We Hear Pro now at 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM, or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
In Christ alone, my hope is found. My God. Hey.
Hello there. My name is Pastor Mauli Chikata, and I'd love to personally invite you and your family to our family consecration service Life today is very busy and families can easily become overwhelmed and disconnected. And so this service is a moment to pause and to seek God together and align our hearts with His purpose for our families. We'll take time to pray over our homes, commit our children into God's care, and trust Him for healing, restoration, and direction. Joshua chapter 24 verse 15 reminds us that as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. This is your opportunity to make that commitment as a family. Join us on Friday, the 1st of May at 6 a.m. at the Oil Dome of the Royal House Chapel here in Accra. Come expectant. God has something special prepared for you and your family. I look forward to welcoming you.
The gift of love and righteousness scorned by the world.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. Anyway, we are still getting messages on the Doomsaw.
Yes, we are.
I don't know if you have any more you can share
This
with
one
us.
says, Kojovi in Techiman is saying that the Doomsaw situation is too bad. The question is, where is Minister Jenapo?
And this from who?
Kojovi, and he's in Techiman. I feel like we're getting messages from all around the country. So we've had Techiman, we've had Wa, we've had Pon Katamanson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've never been able to pronounce that right. We have Ho. We have our very own here at Tesano.
And I saw a message. I got a message from Springtex as well.
Springtex as well. Why my people in Kumasi? You people have lighting because I'm not hearing from you guys. And now TV because I think so far every part of the country aside Kumasi, I haven't gotten any message from there. Okay, more messages here. Good morning, Channel 1 TV Sunday Breakfast Show. Our light has been off since Friday. Hey! And off again and on again on Saturday, off again on Saturday, 2:58 p.m. and came back 6:30 a.m. today, Pokwasi ACP area. I'm Honorable Basai Komla from Jasikai Municipal in Suta Buem, Oti region. We sold our color TV to buy black and white. Mahama and NDC government have failed Ghanaians. Doomsaw is back. Youth unemployment, stressful economy challenges, and so on. What is happening to Mother Ghana? God save us.
You know, guys, let's stick to
Let's stick to the Doomsaw.
Today we want to just understand the severity or otherwise of the Doomsaw challenge. So, you know, another time we get to talk about the economy. We get to talk about other issues that affects all of us. But for now, we are focused on Doomsaw. So we have messages from Boem in the Oti region, Techiman, Pokwase, Wa, Springtex, Ho, right? There was also another message from Katamanso, and all of them are saying the same thing. So you get a sense that it's nationwide.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I'm trying to pull stories
Since I haven't gotten, we haven't gotten a message from Ashanti or Bono to confirm whether it is nationwide. But
I'm trying to get the ECG's response, right?
Yeah, the story they gave us.
What the challenge is, so that we explain.
I'm seeing a video of the fire that happened, was it Thursday evening or was it Friday morning? And it's actually quite very bad. Yeah, so it's a huge plant, and so yes, it could be part of the reasons why we're all experiencing what we're experiencing. But then again, I remember the ECG and Gridco coming out to say that they are changing transformers nationwide because, it's something that needs to be done. The transformers are old, they need new ones, and so that is what they're doing currently. And so, have you found the story you're looking for?
Yes, I have a story here. ECG injects 2,500 transformers under the 278 million emergency power upgrade. And this story is on citynewsroom.com. So I'll be bringing it to you pretty shortly. And of course, 4 days ago, my Joe Online also reported that ECG to install 900 transformers in the Ashanti region to improve power supply. So if you are watching the show and you're in the Ashanti region, kindly let us know what your situation is, because from now we've not heard any message or seen any message from Ashanti region. There's also a story of modern Ghana, right? Parts of Accra to experience power outage as ECG begins transformer replacement. Now, this is 2 weeks ago, right? So I'm interested in finding out from people whether their situation, their power situation, began before this transformer upgrade, by ECG, or they've been experiencing it for some time. I'm usually not at home, so I'm not a good measure of the power situation, right? So I'd really love to hear from people who run their businesses and who also stay at home. But Graphic Online has the story. So ECG releases full outage schedule for transformer upgrade works. The Electricity Company of Ghana has announced detailed schedules of planned power outages across several communities in the Teshinungwa enclave as it undertakes a major transformer upgrade at the area's primary substation. So the exercise, scheduled to run from Monday 27th April to Thursday 30th April 2026, will involve the phased electricity interruptions affecting a wide stretch of neighborhoods in Teshi, Nungwa, and adjoining areas. Now, the communities to be affected will be Greater Estates, Century Road, Teshi Zongo, Tribilel, Abulebu, Okwegono, Agbleza, Manet Court Estates, Crescent Estates, and parts of Nungwa.
Right.
Now, rotational schedule over 4 days. And very briefly, there you come in. It says, according to the ECG, the interruptions will be carried out in rotational groups labeled A to E, with each group experiencing outages lasting between 5 and 6 hours, depending on the phase of work. On the first day, April 27, outages will begin at 7 a.m. and run until 2 p.m. across multiple zones, followed by additional phases from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. and from 6 p.m. to midnight, affecting some selected areas. On April 28, the exercise will continue through the night and into the day, with scheduled interruptions from midnight 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. to midday, and midday to 6 p.m. and again from 6 p.m. to midnight, covering different groups of communities in each phase. Further rotations are expected to continue into April 29 and April 30th as engineers complete the installation work. The outages are to facilitate the replacement of an existing 2026 MVA transformer with a higher capacity 30 to 39 transformer units at the Teshi Nungwa primary stations, and the public have been urged to plan ahead. Okay. But if you listen to the rotational schedule, right?
It's not rotating.
The rotational schedule is not rotating.
It's not rotating. People are complaining of lights out for over 12 hours. It's not, nah.
Do you get a sense that it's a very flamboyant way of telling us that this is your new doomsday timetable? So instead of saying doomsday timetable,
they're calling it a
rotational schedule.
Is
it what it feels like?
There are messages here on Twitter.
Please bring me a couple.
At @code_Mickey says the doomsday is getting out of hand. Vidiakon _ says doomsday is back and it's sad. General Buhari says #doomsday nearly burnt my house this afternoon, Charlie. And he has a video of, you can see it. Interesting.
Hi, I'm Enoch from Kumasi. The lightning condition here is like either disco lighting or you have no light at all. And this is our first message from Kumasi. Good morning, Channel 1. I'm Kari from Ablekuma, Joma. The light off here is too much. More than 10 times a week. Our transformer has been damaged more than 3 years now and nothing has been done about it. Our home appliances are being damaged almost every day due to low current. This is too much, and they ask why.
At Christos_do, even in church, doomsaw is there. Yeah, and they have a video of the lights going off in church, and so yes.
Amazing.
Keep sending us those messages.
We'll just have to do our health segments now, because if we follow doomsaw,
We won't finish.
we'll clearly not finish.
Sunday anopa.com plus doomsaw bonebe nkwa. That's at _just_eyes. Solomon, doomsaw on Sunday. Jacqueline and Sumayabo, I haven't had license 1 a.m. Had to rush out for mobile creator lab, hoping to at least by the time I get back home, the power will be restored so I could finally rest. Because tomorrow is another hectic day, only to be called home after class and be told that there's no show. Flight's no air.
So, doomsaw is back. Is it a fair position to say?
I think so, from the messages we're getting.
But can we say it? Government will be the one to tell us.
We are telling them what we're experiencing.
So government says that it's a
transformer problem. Yeah.
Right. So you can't say doomsaw is back.
But we are still saying doomsaw. But your lights goes off. Is that not doom?
Yeah, but it is not doomsaw. It's doom CAC. as we've been told in the past before. Anyway, it's now time for our health segment, and very shortly, or now, let me say, Dr. Kalsum Zakaria Adams will be joining us on the show, and she works elegantly on the set. All right, Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very well.
You're working like you're auditioning for something. I don't know. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. And you?
Yeah. You're doing very well, by God's grace. And you're looking well.
Thank you.
Amazing. Neck and you're discussing cancers generally.
Yes, so
oral
cancers, head and neck cancers.
Oral neck cancers.
Oral head and neck cancers.
Okay.
I always like to ask you how Kolebo is doing.
Oh, Kolebo is fine. We are doing well. Not too bad.
And I was there earlier this week, the past weekend, and I was really, really amazed by the level of professionalism, by some of the health workers
to share his
there.
experience.
I will, not today, but another time.
Another time.
They work under very difficult circumstances.
Yeah.
And they constantly put themselves in harm's way for our sake. So I feel like we need to encourage them, even though sometimes some way, But anyway, Doc, please remind us about what cancers are.
Okay, and then, all right, so we chose this topic because Ghana Health Service declared April as a national month to be able to talk nationwide, to be able to talk about and raise awareness about oral head and neck cancers. Okay, so basically, I'm sure we'll be sharing a few pictures in a bit after I give an overview so that we understand exactly, doesn't look abstract to us. So basically, oral head and neck cancers are cancers. So cancers, as we would always say, when you have a cell within part of the body, it loses control in terms of its division, and then it starts to divide in an uncontrollable fashion. Then it populates that region. Eventually, it goes to other parts of the body, and that's where we see that it has spread to other parts of the body. So when you have a cancer that is forming in any part of the head and neck region or the oral cavity, which includes anywhere from the lips to the part of the gums to the tongue, especially when you raise the tongue up. Usually that side is hidden. When you raise it up, that's the floor of the mouth, or it affects the larynx, or it affects anywhere within the pharynx, which is the throat at the back. Okay, and then certain times, or most times, you would see manifestation of nodal involvement, that is around the neck region. Then we see that we have oral head and neck cancers happening. Yes.
And what's the prevalence, right? Particularly here in Ghana. How common is it in our spaces?
Okay, so I'll start from a global front. So you have about, it's Globocan has it as, you have about 450,000 cases globally happening.
450,000?
Yes. That's the incidence. And then out of that, you have about 350,000 people losing their lives.
Wow.
You see, and when you come down here locally, yes. So when you come here locally, let's say in our region, I'll take maybe Nigeria as an example. A recent study that was done and published in 2025 states that their prevalence is about 20%. And that is also high, you know. And then when you come down here in Ghana, even though we are still putting together some statistics, in my facility, over a period of a year, you see about 50 cases in a year. So that will give you an idea of the global bedding comes to the regional and then locally where you find yourselves. So that is how much. And sadly, people do come in at very late stages because it is, I mean, sometimes you have a little sore in the mouth and that sore persists for about 2 weeks. People don't ignore it. They do nothing about it. But the message here is that you need to catch it early. So if you do have a sore that is non-healing, painless, for about 2 weeks, please visit your healthcare provider as soon as possible so that the relevant investigations are done. And if it is a cancer, it is treated very early so that you don't end up coming in advanced stages. Because a lot of people do come in advanced stages. And if you come in advanced stage, the survival rate, even after treatment for 5 years, is about 50 to 60%. So only about 50 to 60% will survive past 5 years. You get it? So that is how bad it is. And then it will also give you an idea of the fact that I mentioned that it has very high mortality and fatality rates, where almost more than 50% end up losing their lives because they come in very advanced stages. So then we would have to look at some of the etiological or the risk factors associated with it. I don't know if our pictures are ready, but as I speak about the etiological agents, we can mount some of the pictures so that we speak more practically into some of the signs and symptoms associated with it. So the etiological agents for head and neck cancers, there's a very strong relationship when it comes to smoking. So smoking and then alcohol use. These are some of the very strong related risk alcohol use. Yes, so smoking, tobacco with some of the carcinogens. These carcinogens, when they come into contact with these oral mucosal tissues, then they start to form the changes that we are talking about.
So what's the picture on our screen?
Genetic predisposition, and eventually you end up having malignant transformation. So the picture on the screen is showing somebody having opened their mouth. Okay, so having opened their mouth, you can see that the tongue has been raised a little bit. And there's this lesion there. Okay, so that lesion on the right side of the tongue, just on the side, we call it the lateral surface and then the ventral surface of the tongue. You can see this mass there, and it has some whitish area. It also has some reddened area, and you can see that it's a growth. Okay, so this is typical of a lesion that may have been started for a while, and over about 2 weeks, and that's 2 weeks, nothing has been done about it, and it's transformed into a malignancy. Okay, so this is typical of oral cancer that is affecting the tongue as the subsite. So this is the tongue that we are looking at. Okay, so the patient has opened her mouth and you can see the tongue. So we can see the next picture if it's the
other pictures as well.
Yes, the other pictures. Okay, so there's another one. This is somebody having with the lips. I don't know if you could see, but there's the lip that is showing. So there are different parts of, so this picture is showing, this looks a Caucasian, but it's showing another lesion that is not too well circumscribed on the right side as well, very close to the corner of the lip, which we call the commissure. But it is related to the skin, okay, the skin around the lower lip, where you have your vermilion. So usually where ladies paint with their lipsticks and all, we call it the vermilion, okay? So that vermilion, you can see that it's involving part of the vermilion. The vermilion, there are two parts, the dry vermilion and then the wet vermilion. So you can see that it's involving the vermilion and it has extended to the skin, okay? And it's also involving the border between the vermilion and the skin as well. So that lesion there is likely to be a cancerous lesion, which is the what's the name? Oral cancer that is affecting the lip.
Is this what we call nyahono?
Which one?
What is on his lip right now? Because you see that a lot, nyahono. Like you see some sores on.
No, those ones are cold sores.
Cold sores.
Yes, those ones are cold sores. But you see, for this one, typically, if it's there and it persists for more than 2 weeks, okay, you need to have it investigated as soon as possible. As for the cold sores, they are viral. And those ones, they do phase out with time. They are self-limiting. So once you do about that as well, okay. Yeah, so that one would phase out. But this typically is a lesion, and usually this would be an ulceration, because when you look, when you touch it, when you want to feel it and touch it, you notice that the floor would be firm or hard. We call it, we usually will say it's indurated.
And would it hurt the patient?
Sorry?
Would it hurt?
Not necessarily. Most of them are painless.
Okay.
So if you are feeling or you are palpating during your examination, you notice that it is firm or it is hard, with the borders are rolled and all of that. So that is typically an ulcer there with typical presentation of a lip cancer, which forms part of, so this particular lesion is affecting the lip, which is part of the oral head and neck subsides that I spoke about. We have other, so this is another picture. So this picture is hidden. So when you open your mouth, okay, this is what you see. So if you look closely, you see that you have, you see that thing hanging. That is the uvula. It's at the back. It's part of the soft palate, okay? So that's the uvula hanging there. Then you have the throat or the oropharynx behind. That's the last part that you see. So what is inferior or below is the tongue. It's part of the tongue. Right. So that's the tongue you're looking at. And that is the roof of the mouth. Now, when you look on the right side, you see this dark area. Okay, so this dark area, typically, we call it an erythroplakia. So it's a reddened area that has been there. So imagine this happening and the patients may not have had an examination or may not have looked in the mouth for a very long time. It's be hidden, and by the time it's discovered, it would have become, advanced stage of the disease. So it can also affect, so this is affecting the hard palate. So the roof is divided into two, the hard palate and the soft palate. So this is affecting both the hard palate and the soft palate in this patient. So this may also be, if it is caught early, it's an early sign of oral cancer that the patient may present with. We have other pictures as well I'm showing. So all of these are showing you where it can, okay, great. So this particular one, when you look, this is another presentation that we don't want patients to present with at this stage.
This looks like it's
Is it just like the effect of like smoking, chronic smoking, and now your teeth are all coming out?
No, not necessarily. But you see, smoking, yes, because it contains some carcinogens. So it starts to form those changes and then it can transform. Okay. Aside smoking, we've spoken about alcohol. Another could also be what's HPV. HPV exposure, yes, human papilloma virus, which typically now, when you look at the prevalence as well, and then even the epidemiological distribution, it affects more males than females. I'm sure because of how their habits, But now other studies have shown that young females are affected more. And these young females, it is associated with what? HPV infection. So our sexual
preferences.
Yes, you get it. So this picture is also showing, this is somebody who has opened her mouth. It's showing the advanced stage as well. So you can see that the mouth has been opened. The tongue, even the mouth opening you see is limited.
Yeah.
Because it's advanced. So it has affected some of the jaw itself, the jawbone. It has affected the mucosa or the lining of the jawbone, and then it has gone into the jawbone itself proper. So when you look on the left side, you can see that there's this expansile lesion there, which is it's typically the jawbone is not as wide as what you can see, but that is the disease in there, which has affected the mucosa. It has gone into the jawbone. It's affecting the jawbone itself. You can see that some of the teeth are displaced.
Yeah.
And that's so another sign that people may present with is that they will notice that their teeth would be shaking if it is affecting the jawbone. So this is typically an advanced disease, and we don't want patients presenting in this advanced form. You get it? So patients can present in this form as well. And for such advanced disease, that means that you would have to do more extensive treatment to be able to manage these patients. So there's another picture. This one, typically you will see that, okay, the patient has opened their mouth again. You can see the lower teeth there. But what you can see there is you can't see it if they haven't raised their tongue. So the tongue is elevated. So this is under the tongue that you can see. So that under the tongue, you can see that there's this white mass there, which is just at the floor of their mouth. So this is hidden. And that is where the danger is. If it's hidden and you don't see it, it's not at a very obvious place where you can typically see it, then it means that this can keep growing and become advanced disease before the patient realizes and then comes to the hospital. So another subsite is the floor of the mouth, which you would see anytime you raise your tongue. That's when you see. So this is hidden, but this was caught early. So patient was given the right treatment. And it is also another typical subsite that when it does happen, the prognosis may be poor, because in the floor of the mouth, you have a lot of blood vessels there. You have a lot of, delicate structures in there. So it means that it can easily spread to those delicate structures and become advanced disease as soon as possible. So it needs to be treated and given the right attention once it happens.
Wow.
Okay.
What about
so
this?
It's like a neck.
Yes, so this is the neck. So this is also another presentation of the head and neck cancers. So you would typically see there's a small lump maybe around part of the neck. So this is likely to be a lymph node, a cervical lymph node. So when it comes to head and neck cancers or any cancer in any part of the body, you need to typically stage it. The staging has to do with where the primary source is, the size of it. We give it the T staging. And then the N has to do with neck nodes or cervical lymph nodes. And that also needs to be given a stage. And then you have M, which is distant metastasis to other parts of the body, like the lungs, like the bones, and all of that. So you would have to go through all of that investigation to be able to give the staging of the disease. So this typically would be a cervical lymph node, which the patient, so some patients may not even have any of these sores or lumps that we are talking about in any part of the body. But the only sign may be that they will see that lump on the neck. And that may be a sign that it may have become advanced.
For an ordinary person like me, right, I clearly won't be able to tell from a cursory look the difference between this lymph node I are saying and a possible trauma, swelling.
Okay.
But would you be able to?
Yes,
if you see
you should be
two
able to.
different similar looking swellings.
Yes, you should be able to tell, because the lymph nodes, if there is no sperm-pose infection or there is no trauma of some sort, they typically will not be painful. They'll be painless. So painless lumps. And typically it just doesn't happen in isolation. So you, through your history or through talking to the patient, you'll be able to tell that, okay, maybe this patient may say that I also have some ear ache that has been over a month that is not going. So you would have to marry your history with what you see. Other times they may say that I have hoarseness of voice. So you'll be thinking of what? The larynx and all of that. So you would have to typically be able to marry aside you just physically examining the lump that may be present, which typically will not have any tenderness or it will be painless. You'd have to marry your history with what you see. And also through your history, be able to tell if they do have any of these risk factors that may predispose them, and that would help you come down with your differentials that you are looking at. So this is also another typical presentation of these head and neck cancers that we are talking about. And we need to be able to pay attention to our bodies. We need to be aware of them so that we look out for them and we present early for the right treatment to be given. Otherwise, we wait and we present at very advanced stages, and that becomes very problematic in terms of management.
Patients who present at the advanced stage, what's their excuse? They didn't feel pain, they didn't see, or they sought treatment, herbal, local treatment?
Some of them typically would say herbal.
Right.
They started, I felt it was a little sore in my mouth. I gave it to over 1 month. Really, nothing was happening. Then eventually, it becomes infected. So they say, okay, let's use these herbs. You know, people, we are community people. So once you tell your story, somebody will say, oh, I've used this before and it helped. So come in, try it. So they start to use these herbal medications for a very long time before they present. Right. Others too would have just ignored it for fear of, they don't want to know what it is actually. Then eventually it continues to advance before they present. Right. So there are varied, stories that you would hear from people. Others too may not, if it does happen at a subsite that is hidden, like the floor that I mentioned, if you don't raise the tongue, you wouldn't know. It's painless. They really didn't know that it was happening until it became bigger, and then it pushed the tongue before they noticed it. Or another thing would be that they didn't really have any of these signs and symptoms, but the only thing that they started to have is that now they can't open their mouth as wide as they could. Then when they do come, you do your examination, you notice that, there's some lesion or there's some mass somewhere that is hidden. Other times, it could even be just some bleeding or discharge from the nasal cavity. That may be the first sign that you would pick up. So it comes in various ways, and we need to be mindful of it so that we can catch it early.
Earlier I was sharing my experience at Kolebu, and of course, I passed in front of the oncology department, and it's always difficult for me to go to hospitals because the share, you see people's face and you can just tell that they are going through it, right? Are we up to the task here in Ghana, right? But for Kolebu, could we have said that as a country, we are adequately resourced to handle some of these cases?
Yes, I think we are adequately resourced, but oncology care, there is so much that needs to be done. So much in terms of training, in terms of building capacity when it comes to doctors and oncologists. If I'll just say in my thinking, we have about 5 teaching hospitals, right? Now these 5 teaching hospitals, if you even have, let's say, 2 or 3 oncologists within these teaching hospitals to serve the whole of Ghana, you can imagine how inadequate that is. Also, treatment of cancer has to do with the mainstay for oral cancers, head and neck cancers, is surgery. So you do your surgery, you follow it up with chemotherapy or radiation therapy, or chemo and radiation therapy, concurrent therapies. And then the patient is followed up, But here we are, when you do have the radiotherapy units, the oncology, the radiotherapy unit, you have just 1 in Kolebu. And imagine it is to serve all cancers in the body, not only head and neck cancers. So if I am a surgeon and I operate on such a patient, early disease, but the treatment has to be that they have to have some therapy, adjuvant therapy subsequently. Now that adjuvant therapy would be maybe radiation therapy, okay? And you refer them to the oncology unit. When they get to oncology, everybody there is battling one form of cancer or the other. So you can't triage. I can't say that let's give priority to this patient over this patient. So you all end up in the queue. And when you end up in the queue, that is the challenge. Some patients will be in the queue and end up developing recurrence. And that recurrence, you go back to the surgeon operates on it. Certain times when they come back, you can't do much. Now you have to palliate. So that is the challenge. And certain times, these machines end up breaking down. If they break down, what can you do? You can only wait until it is fixed. But the disease is not waiting for you.
The patients are there, open and waiting that is fixed.
Yes. And that is the challenge. That is the very, very big challenge we have when it comes with. And the machine is actually very expensive.
Is it, and that I was coming to my next question of the cost of treatment. What's it like? Is it covered by our health insurance system?
So surgery, yes. Surgery, you would say that typically if you are doing an oncology case like this, it shouldn't cost you more than 10,000 Ghana cedis to be able to have this surgery that is done. But the adjuvant therapy, you would be given a cost when you get to the oncology unit. And that's also some of the medications are covered under health insurance. Other times too, you'll be given a comprehensive cost for that. But it's not as expensive as when you go to the private institutions. Okay, yes. So it's subsidized to a large extent, but the capacity to be able to serve everybody
is where the challenge is.
Where the challenge is.
Wow, really appreciate that.
And you can't triage oncology cases, so you would have to join the queue, and that is where the challenge is. It's actually a nightmare for surgeons, a lot of surgeons, because you've done your best.
But
the surgery, but you know, it's not helping.
I don't know how you guys are doing
it's
it.
not helping.
Wow, Doc, we want to say a big thank you to you. But finally, before we go, I think the reminder out there is that lifestyle choices make a difference.
Exactly.
Right? So if you are smoking chronically, you are drinking your head off, you're not exercising.
Every unit is significant. We didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Initially, we say about 14 for males per week, then 7 for females per week. But now WHO has brought out a new statement stating that every unit at all is significant and can increase your risk of developing a cancer. So drink wisely.
We'll drink wisely. Thank you so much, Doc, for this really insightful session of the show. Head, neck, and oral cancers, or neck cancer, head and oral, right? We are grateful for the insights as always.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. We'll go to the Volta region now, where residents in the area are complaining about the state of roads in a community called Avetakpo. Our correspondent, Desmond, filed this story.
A journey from Juapon or Frankedia to Avetakpo, which should take about 90 minutes, can now take more than 3 hours, especially during the rainy season. The road leading to the community becomes muddy and waterlogged, often forcing drivers to abandon their vehicles. From Ayuata Junction, residents and visitors trek for nearly 2 hours along slippery, flooded paths to reach the village. When it rains heavily, Avetakpo is effectively cut off.
Tanebi eshinya jagwa. Kafibi nyongyo kata zozola. Enya tukara mata itefaleko. Kene ho wi kweye eshie mega jahunwa nani bakwa ekafe. Eta tofu yenye tofu yeke le medio ne bia Juapon. Topo ke kulacho. Ne bia yi mafikumasi. Ne bia ya didomo. Ne bia yi mefe. Topo ke kutube. Ne bia yi frankedwa. Yeku ne bia yi hu yekeku. Sika ke tofu kia nenye bu nya dohu yekwa.
Access to healthcare remains a major concern. There is no clinic or CHIPS compound in the community, and residents must travel several kilometers to seek medical care. A clinic project started 14 years ago is yet to become operational due to lack of equipment.
Mio clinic inke wobo wanemi. For we so inke kwaye. Wo clinic ya mo funu mi pone salako. Nebe efunyo mi vio fo wa ikojilo ajivi ha do wa blale e kam. Do akoda pasama. Kapo to fo hala do wa kwa chote. Fifie nebe ta flash en vivi wa mare ha. Ali wa ikoji ha zo agba.
Nye fo bagi. Ba mi iponu to clinic enti. Bi to to ne ban tinini. Ake ene maji ko gale nyema. Ne de viva bi vituku ha ne wa atwiti leje ka ke adamoto agble egawu e fe ba hele koji. Ami ga kokoko be wa to ko le clinic enti nemi. Kokoko la. No bi anu ayela ma va dem yeji o.
The community also lacks electricity and safe drinking water. Electric poles installed in 2022 to connect Avetaco to the national grid remain unwired, and some have begun to deteriorate. Education is also affected. A 3-unit classroom block serves only lower primary pupils with a single teacher handling all classes. Children in Basic 4 and above must walk about 45 minutes to Ayuata to continue their education. A widely shared video recently showed pupils wading through a river on their way to school. A makeshift bridge completed just a week ago has eased the crossing, but residents say it is only a temporary solution. Community leaders say without a permanent bridge into the water when conditions worsen.
Nechija bridge yele ge fie do ma himi afonu to bridge nti na mi kpo bridge la na hie nya do ye kwa am gbeto ma tantwewu eta achiele ge na achile jajan arochi dola mi te ho at least 2 to 3 weeks ayi mena over the video la suku yo wole suku de la yiwa Ayuata.
Meanwhile, community leader Jonas Tonyi has rejected claims that Avetaco lies within the Kalakpa Forest Reserve. He says the settlement is recognized and should receive government support like any other community.
Yes, DC prefer na minya be mila reserve man. Ma blene nya tepeto be mila reserve man. Ne manya Avetaco la. Kana tro Avetaco na vanya Avetaco etututu. Mila no pontwe. Ne be nyama vivi no mo na nye klo mi zo to lege kamia gelen la yeto la de la tengo. Edidi chou Ayuata Kovagie, reserve Nyala, Melamo, Avatapo,
until the completion of this bridge last week, this is where residents here in Avetapo, including students, pass through before getting to communities like Ayuata and other communities in the enclave. They are calling on authorities, especially government, to construct their roads for them and also construct a bridge over this river. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Avetapo in the Who West District of the Volta region. My name is Desmond Flasiago.
Well, Desmond is on. He joins us to talk more about this story. Desmond, for the past couple of times we've had you on Sunday Breakfast, you're not giving us nice stories from your region. What's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, it's true. I'm not bringing nice stories, especially on Sundays.
Yeah.
But we are hoping that if authorities put all measures in place, we should be getting good results here in the region.
I want you to share your experience with us using that stretch.
All right. So, I started a journey from Ho to Frankedia. So I have to take a motorbike. From Frankedia to the community is about an hour drive on a motorbike or an hour ride on a motorbike. Unfortunately, that very day, it rained at night.
Wow.
So the road became very muddy, and some parts also were flooded. So we had to abandon the motor at one makeshift structure, then walk the rest of the journey to the community. And this walk took about 2 hours.
Wow.
To the community. So you could just imagine how children, farmers, traders, and even the sick or the pregnant women how they find difficulty, especially in the rainy season, accessing healthcare and other parts of the region. And the 2 hours is only for you going coming back. If you have to walk to the community and back to Frankedia, that should take you approximately about some 5 hours.
Good Lord.
Yes, that should take you about some 5 hours. So you can just imagine the struggles that people in these areas are facing. Coupled with that, in this same community, that's Alfetapo, there's no health center or there's no health food. So these people will have to walk or take a motorbike for a very long distance before getting to the nearest motorbike, to the nearest health center. Also in the community, the school in the community is only from basic 1 to basic 3. So those in basic 4 upwards will now have to walk about 45 minutes from Afetako to Ayuasa just to access or to get to school. Also in that same community, there's no electricity.
Wow.
Although they've erected some electric poles in 2022, years on, there's still no electrification or they are still not connected to the national grid. So in all, you can see that these people are in a very much deprived area. They don't have much, and also just the normal basic life that we as human beings should be enjoying. These people in these communities don't enjoy as we do.
That's very unfortunate. One community going through so much. I'm sure you spoke to community members, and we saw that in your report. What are their thoughts on, let me call it, the ordeal that they are facing?
All right. So according to these residents in this community, they've made several appeals to the MPs, to the district assembly, for at least their roads to be more travel. Because if the roads are a little okay, when it rains, they will still have access because motorbikes will still be able to access this community. But here lies the case, because of the bad nature of the road, the little rainfall that occurs cuts them completely off. They were telling me they would have to sometimes stay in the house for 2 weeks before the road gets dry for them to be able to move to the other communities in that area. Although the communities are not too far from each other, they still have to stay in the house for sometimes 2 weeks before getting to this community to do normal trades, some to go to school. So you can just imagine how bad academic activities in this area becomes in the rainy season.
Interesting. Talk to me about students. You said they have to walk before they seek their education. That must take a toll on them.
Oh yes, it does. For the students especially, they will have to walk from Afetapu to Ayiwata, which is about 45 minutes walk. For pregnant women and the sick too, they have to walk an extra mile. I should say about 2 hours again before getting to the nearby health center. Traders also do the same thing, getting to the nearest market, that's in Joapon. Some also at the Dome and at Mafi Kumasi. So you can just imagine the difficulties these people face, the farmers face. So imagine a farmer harvesting his crops. He's not able to transport them to the market on time. Before transporting them, they've gotten spoiled, and it becomes a burden on them, especially financially.
Were you able to speak to, DCE or any leader within the community, the MP? Who's it under? If you can tell us.
Okay, so that's in West. West, yes, West is Emmanuel Kwesi, and the DC is one Francis Bissay.
Did you speak
Yes.
to the DCE or yes?
I tried contacting the DCE. His line wasn't going through. Even the assembly members' line wasn't going through. And
All
I
right.
understand that the network in those areas are very bad.
Okay.
So getting contact of those people or calling those people becomes a challenge if they are still in the community. Unless they are out of the community, you will not be able to get access to anybody in the community. So you could just imagine how emergency cases are being treated.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all these challenges in the community is making them to be at a disadvantage.
I can imagine, because I'm sure when it's time for elections, they'll take election materials there. All right, Desmond, hold on for me. Let's go over the phone lines again and speak to Michael Tony. He's Secretary of the Takport Development Association. Thanks for joining us on Sunday Breakfast, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my sister.
Mr. Tony, you are Secretary of Takport Development Association. What exactly is being developed in your area? Because from Desmond's account, there's nothing really happening there.
Yeah, thank you very much, my sister. I'm the Secretary to the Takport Development Association, and whatever is our programs, we put it before the MP and the DC. Over the years, we made several efforts, but to no avail. You see, the 3-unit classroom that was put up there.
Yes.
It was a community that started it. We were doing it gradually, and it came to a point we have to seek support. And American Embassy came to our aid to support us to complete that project. So far, that is the only development that we are, the people of Abatako have undertaken.
I see. Do you sometimes feel left out of development?
Completely left out.
I can imagine. Give us an idea, paint a picture. When your community members are sick, when pregnant women have to go give birth, what do they go through just to assess quality health care?
Thank you very much, my sister. I think you saw a viral video some time ago.
Yes, I did.
That is the same process that we also pass through.
Wow.
That is the same process we also pass through, especially during rainy season.
Interesting.
Hello, sir. Jude here. I wanted to find out from you, what's been the level of engagement with, local authorities and development partners, right? I say this because I know that the particular area has come under intense public, scrutiny and concern in recent weeks. The Member of Parliament has been speaking. There's also the DCE there as well. What have they been saying to you as far as your general concerns in the area are?
When this story broke up, I would have loved you to ask the DC whether he even paid a visit to the place.
Wow.
He did not visit the place at all.
You kindly ask him. You have his number, whether he visited the place. You can also ask the MP whether he visited the place. This is the situation we found ourselves.
Is that to suggest that the MP and the DCE have not shown any concern around the issues we are discussing?
Exactly.
Wow. As a development group or association in the area, what have you been able to come up with in terms of your plans and your vision for the area? Is there anything in the pipeline you want to share with the media?
Our plans is to let people, the world hear of our plight. Whoever is willing to help should help. So that is our plight now.
Have you considered, some kind of community action in trying to also temporarily find means to, at the very least, ease the problems you have, right? So speaking to some development partners, mobilizing community and possible persons who are from the region and are probably in the diaspora or probably somewhere else. Have you considered making some of these, or taking some of these steps to raise funds to ease the problems in the area?
That is what we always do as a community. I cited an example of that 3-unit classroom that we completed. It is the whole community that contributed, raised funds to finish up to a certain point before American Embassy came to help us. We will continue to be appealing to other organizations to support us when they hear our viral video.
I want to thank you this morning for your time and for the work you are doing in trying to bring some relief to residents in the area. We'll be following and we'll keep highlighting this story for you and the community. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me say something that the DC said. Your station granted an interview to the DC, and he made mention of certain things which I want to correct.
Please go ahead.
One, when you people invited him, he said Avatapo is in a reserve. And Avatapo is in a reserve, and they don't. I said something that reserve they are not supposed to. The government is supposed not to develop such places. I will say I'm just telling you that it's not true. Even when the people are in the reserve, you'll be coming there. Your people will be coming there to campaign, to promise the people that they'll do A, B, C, D. Is it after the election that they realize that we are in a reserve? Number two, he also made mention of the school project. The MP has put up 3-unit classroom. It's also not true. He also made mention that the closest place, even if we don't have teachers, the closest place to send our children is Agotive and Fukpo. Let me tell you, from Avatapo to Fukpo is almost 3 hours walk. And between Avatapo and Fukpo, there are two rivers. Which I don't know whether he knows the place very well. I also don't know whether the previous DC has written a handover note to him. You know, they started some electricity projects almost 6 years now, 5 to 6 years now. They erected the poles. As of now, nothing was done about it. And he also made mention of the teachers were not willing to go to that place because yes, it is his doing. If the teachers are not willing to go there, whose fault is this? If the people, modern Ghana currently, you cannot send somebody's child to that community when there's no light. When there's no light, so how do you expect those teachers, newly posted teachers, to go to that community?
Interesting.
So it is his fault. And number two, he said he was a former assembly member. When I was expecting you people to ask him, when he was the assembly member, what has he done to the people of Avatapo? So when I listened to him, I asked myself, is that the type of leadership we have in this country? Is that the type of leadership we have in this country? And if we should continue like this, what legacy are we leaving for our children? And he should also make sure that ensure that this position is not a permanent position. The table will turn. So what I expected him to do is to do something so that when he's no more, people can remember him for doing ABCD for the community.
Mr. Michael Tony, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yes, your concerns have been well made and would relate to the appropriate quarters. And Michael Tony is the secretary for the Avatapo Development Association, and they have serious concerns with the DC. They accuse him of absolute neglect, following serious road infrastructure challenges they have in the community, education, health, and many other social amenities, being denied them, and they want governments to intervene and help them, address some of these concerns. But Desmond is still on. He's our correspondent in the region. Hello, Desmond, if you are there.
Hello.
Yes, following the conversation, we heard Mr. Michael Tony accuse the DC of neglect and to an extent, the reelection of his duty. What's the relationship, right? You've been following up with them as well. What's the DCE's position on all of the issues that have been coming up from the constituency, the area?
Yeah, okay, all right. So, according to the DCE, we spoke to Sander on Eyewitness News on Monday.
Yeah.
He said the community is located in the Kalakpa Forest Reserve. But from my checks and also maps that I've seen, the community is not in the Kalakpa Forest Reserve. And according to the DCE, that is the reason, or that's the main reason why developmental works are not being seen in the community, because they are in the forest reserve. But here lies the case, the community is also disputing that. We worked for some minutes, I can say about 30 minutes. We still didn't get to the boundary of the forest reserve. So I just have to tell the guy that it's okay, let's go back, because of the road wasn't good as well. It's a narrow footpath, and it was so flooded. So I just opted out that we should go back. But from what he was telling me, from the village to the forest reserve, or the boundary of the forest reserve, it's about 16 miles from where we started the journey from.
Interesting.
But here lies the case, the DC is also saying they are in the forest reserve, reason why they are not seeing any developmental works in the area. But and I also said that I saw a map which indicated that these people were not in the forest reserve. So I am forced to believe that this might be the reason why we are not seeing any action ongoing in this area, Jude.
Desmond, thank you so much for your time this morning and for the good work you are doing in following up on these stories. As and when there's more to report, we'd love to reach out to you again for the latest updates. I know we are here in Accra crying around doom, so people don't even have, they don't have the light is not even there
have lights
for it to doom and saw back. So clearly, there's a long way for us to go as a country.
Yeah.
And what I gleaned from this is that increasingly people are getting disappointed with, aspects of our democracy, particularly on representatives or elected representatives, right? Because how is it that you're an MP for an area, a significant story like this broke days ago or weeks ago, caught national attention to an extent, and zero have, nobody heard anything from you, the community have not even seen you, right? And you are DCE, right, for the area, at least to an extent, you are the first port of call. And the only time residents they hear of you is when you are, suggesting to them that the community is somewhere in the forest, and indirectly trying to excuse or make
light of the situation.
Yes, and give justifications to why it is in that state. I think that it is unfortunate. And, listening to Mr. Michael Tony, who is a secretary for a development association in the area, you sense the frustration in his voice when he says that, is this what leadership is about? Clearly not. So, see, we have a local government ministry. They are responsible for enforcing our decentralization agenda and ensuring that communities like these are not left out in the national cake. We issue District Assembly's Common Fund. There are so many things that we try to do for communities and areas like this. I think that government should relook its policy on bridging the rural-urban divide, particularly in areas like these. And I don't know, but it's quite disappointing, hearing that they are being treated to next to nothing. Yeah. But we'll come back and follow up on this story in subsequent editions on the show and on different other platforms.
We have messages as well, so
and Channel 1 TV.
We'll definitely read them.
All right, cool. The question really, I know saying we have messages, the question we are asking is, what is your doom source situation, right? Do you have light? If you have, when was the last time it went off? When did it come back on? What are you experiencing as part of this new transformer upgrades and Akosombo Fire substation issue? Would love to hear from you on the show. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, we have more on Sunday Breakfast. Don't go away.
Line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, and who be here? Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man swing, Nesasu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kale Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kale, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Turn up your sound experience with the We Hear speakers by Lovi. From the sleek We Hear 1 to the powerful We Hear 2. And now the premium We Hear Pro. Fully endorsed by Kylian Mbappe. This is not just a speaker, it's a flexible, high-performance outdoor Bluetooth speaker built to bring your music to life anywhere. With up to 100 watts of music power, you get bold, immersive sound wherever you go. All available in stylish standout colors. Now the good news. From April 20th to May 20th, grab yours at a special discounted price. The We Hear 1 now at 400 Ghana cedis, the We Hear 2 at 900 Ghana cedis, and the premium We Hear Pro now as 3,800 Ghana cedis. Don't miss out. Call 020-195-7739 or pick up at the Atlantic Towers. You can also grab yours at Orange FM Kumasi, Plus FM, or 3 Music TV in Accra. Number 12 Afunya Street at Belengpe. Don't miss out on this special discounted offer. It's the We Hear promo powered by Lovi. We Hear, feel the power, hear the difference.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Jude Duncan. We started off with a very exciting conversation last week where we tried to bring some education and clarity to our friends with kidney disease going through the treatment. We wish them well. And as you know, as part of the show, what we seek to do is to help with all the relevant information on your diet, on your health, on your nutrition. And to help us with this conversation is our friend who's been with us right from the start. And I'm referring to Ifua Insia Nomanyo. For this show, we love to call her Enna. She's a registered dietitian and runs the please help me.
Discourse Diet Consult and medical catering.
Exactly, and medical catering, very important. Enna, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you too?
I'm thriving. I'm thriving. Last week we brought to our viewers a conversation on kidney and the foods they should be eating, right, to improve their health, kidney disease for that matter. And he really brought some interesting things, right? So we saw rice, we saw basmati rice, we saw brown rice, we saw kweun susua.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Perfect.
Oh, Charlie. And this week you've come with also some different things. What's happening here?
This week we have fish because we're going to throw more light on protein. So when it comes to kidney-friendly meals, we're paying attention to the meals that will reduce potassium, phosphorus, sodium, oxalates, and then protein. And so there are some protein or there are some fish that we think they have less protein. So when you're talking about low protein meals, somebody will tell you, I only take bobitadi. And how should we even eat the abobi? Okay, how do we treat the canned fish? This is canned fish, and this is granite. Last week we talked about granite soup, okay, and this is our prekese. I mean, in every soup there should be prekese. In most soups in Ghana, there should be prekese. So far as you want to get a Ghanaian feel, and this is the Ghanaian kidney-friendly meal.
Let me just sidetrack a little, 10 seconds. I see that people just keep it in their fridge.
Prekese?
Yeah.
Keep it in the fridge?
Yes.
For what?
I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm just going off.
I don't know about that too, but I like the flavor, so I wouldn't mind. I don't know whether it takes away
smells.
Yeah, but I don't know why you keep it in your fridge.
Anyway,
I don't keep it in. We also have avocado. Avocado is in season.
Yep.
Yeah, so now we can all eat avocado. So the Ghanaian kidney-friendly meal today focuses on these. How do we treat our protein? What source of protein should we go for to preserve the integrity of the impaired kidney? So I forgot to bring an egg.
That's okay.
Yes, but on the screen we also see red meats, okay, dry fish, various types of dry fish. And normally when you talk about dry fish, it's the healthiest, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly. So for a renal meal, we would always want to go for the fresh.
Yeah.
This fish, last year we tried. We noticed that the fish is very salty already. So adding it to, let's say we are going to prepare granite soup. Last week we learned that granite soup is not so good. It poses a challenge to the kidney, already impaired kidney, because granite is high in protein, high in fats, is high in potassium, oxalates, phosphorus, and granite paste is salty. Okay, so when you go out, the paste itself, even if you want to use it as a spread, it is high in sodium. So it has all the stuff you want to run away from. So granite paste becomes a once in a while thing. And if you want to use it in soup, as we learned last week, we say then the soup should be very light. And that should be once in a while when you know that your load has become very low, then you want to give it a try once in a while. Where once in a while can be once in a month, once in 2 months, but I will always go for the farthest.
Okay.
Then how about snacking with it? Snacking with it also becomes an issue, because if you are a lover of granite, you might not stay with just a tablespoon. You would want to go for more and for more. So snacking with it is not ideal. Okay, to be on the safer side. It goes well with banana. Banana is not so good for a renal patient. It is a challenge fruit. It will also go well with the roasted plantain, which we said 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's also not so good for us. So staying away from the granite is very, very good for you. Another, so this is our source of protein and fat. The sister to granite or granite soup is palm nut soup, which last week we also threw a little light on, that it isn't good because it's also high in potassium, high in phosphorus, high in dense with fats, which is not good for you. Okay, so you want to stay away from it and do well with your ebunebunu once in a while. Okay, and your light soup. So we are not saying, don't be sad that what soup should I now enjoy. You can still enjoy your emutuo if you are a lover of emutuo. Okay, but last week we said you can even enjoy it with the bunebuno if your levels are low. And if you have to, for some reason, if your potassium levels are low, your potassium and your sodium levels are low according to your lab test, and you want to enjoy a granite meal or a palm nut soup, then please do not prepare it the traditional way we do.
Wow.
Palm nut soup is nicer with momoni or kobe or kako. It gives it a taste that traditionally we all identify and we love. It's nicer with the dry fish. The dry fish is salted. Not so good for you. Unless you have a sauce that is low salt. But I don't know where you'll get that. Okay. You are also not supposed to use a lot of the amani and stuff. You can't even use your prekese. Prekese is very, very high in potassium. That is why it is good for you when you have high blood pressure, when you are hypertensive. But so far as disease progresses and your kidney is impaired, prekese is not good for you anymore because it will give your already impaired kidney more burden. So the prekese that you would enjoy in your light soup, in your groundnut soup, in your palm nut soup, learn to stay away. If you will, then maybe a quarter for flavor is okay. But the way we do it to enjoy the flavor, it's not. But just a little to make you know you are enjoying your prekese is okay. So the traditional way of preparing the palm nut soup and the granite soup should be reviewed so that you don't have a lot of salty fish in it, a lot of dry fish in it. So how do you prepare it? Prepare it with fresh, more fresh fish or fresh beef, not the salted beef. You know, there's a way we salt beef that is I'm not talking about tolo beef, but cow meat. If you give it a little salt and roast it a little and use it in your palm soup or your light soup, it's a delicacy. It's very nice. It gives it a bushmeat flavor. You have enjoyed it in the past. Okay, so we have to preserve what is left. So let it go. Once in a while, it's okay. And for a kidney patient or a renal patient, your once in a while should be once in 3 months, once in 6 months. Don't have a regular weekly cheating day. No, you give yourself too much burden to clear. Okay. And depending on the stage of your renal disease or of the renal disease, you might either be low protein or high protein. If you are on dialysis, then you are high protein, okay? Depending on the frequency of your, the dialysis. If you do it thrice a week, then high protein. If you do once, though you are high protein, you shouldn't take too much because you are not clearing it often, okay? So ensure that abobitadi that you would like. Somebody showed me his food that is low protein and you could have a lot of this. This is one sorted already and it's also very rich in protein. So just a few is okay. Work with your renal dietitian and based on your labs, they will direct you on how many of this to take or how much protein to give, to take, and you'll be okay. And Harry's tuna, They are very, very rich in protein. So using them, you should be careful that though you are using them fresh in your soup, they shouldn't be too much. Every patient and the amount of protein your dietitian will direct you to take. So I will not give the quantity, but it should be very small, especially at the early stages where you want to clear the creatinine levels and co. You would want to really reduce protein. Some decide that, especially early, where you can easily clear or reverse, they will go vegetarian for a while they clear their system. If it works for you, work with your doctor and your dietitian. But you should learn to flake your fish more into your stew than to have them whole. So that you don't eat too much of your fish. Then chicken. Chicken, if you are going for chicken, we will go for the fresh one as well. If you are grilling it at home, that is okay. We would then know that by now you know you shouldn't season your chicken with artificial spices. Don't tell me you are using just a little, because the just a little
it doesn't always turn out to be just.
The stock cubes.
Yes. Yeah. Because you know, if you bought the frozen chicken, it has been preserved already with sodium. So even if you don't add, because it has stayed for some months before it got to Ghana and whatever, it has some amount of sodium already. So you not adding at all could be okay, but it's difficult. So just a little is ideal. If you're adding that, then we will say, if you're adding that to your chicken, just a little salt to your chicken, then we are saying don't add salt to your rice, your bangkun, your yam that you are going to eat with the chicken. Okay, and the whole soup will have a very low salt for your the health of your kidney. That is kidney friendly. Then so we've talked about the fish, the dry fish, the fried fish. You don't really have to fry your fish to be so dry. Shallow frying, those ones, the general healthy habits are okay. Eggs. When we are going for eggs, we will go for the egg whites, as we have mentioned in the past. Egg whites is ideal for a patient with kidney issues. The yolk has a lot of phosphorus, so you don't want to. So if you want to do chibum, you can do your chibum with 3-4 eggs. Yes.
But you remove the yolk?
The yolk.
But the yolk is the nice part now.
No, but when you fry, and you fry with vegetables, you will not notice there is no yolk.
Well.
Yeah, it's very nice. Even when you prepare your salad and you have the eggs inside, I mean through the egg whites, let it replace the canned fish and the canned meat that you would have, because you don't want to burden your kidney anymore. As for red meats,
they're good?
No.
Oh.
So, would you go for kebabs? Chichinga?
Oh, no, salt. Yeah.
There's salt there.
The pepper.
The pepper is good for you so far as you can tolerate. But the salt, the artificial spices, the type of meat, if you are even going for chicken, you say, okay, but would they do a salt-free one for you? And they add granules to the pepper.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Would they do a renal? There should be. So that you can also...
clearly, if you're a renal patient, there's nothing like having the luxury of eating out.
Not at all. If you want to preserve what is left, if you want to slow down disease progression, eating outside, like I said, you should know where you are eating. But the general outside eating, no, it should be a health kitchen.
Wow.
A kitchen where they understand renal food.
Or be made from home.
Home is the best.
Home is the best.
And when you are doing it from home, don't say, okay, let me add this today, tomorrow
I'll not.
Discipline yourself. Health is everything.
Yeah.
We say health is wealth.
Yeah.
So that you can have your life. Otherwise, the burden of having an advanced deteriorated kidney is so high.
And the avocado, how much should we eat? You didn't mention.
So avocado, not at all. When your labs tell you are high, your levels of potassium are high.
Okay.
When they are low, then you can cut it into about 6.
Then eat one.
And take one.
Okay.
Yes. Because you cannot clear. And always have that in mind so that when you go to a function and your friend is taking this and your friend is taking that, know that you don't want to give yourself the burden. You don't want to further burden your kidney.
Right.
So no matter how much you love avocado and it's in season, when you see it, ignore. When you see it cut on salad, ignore. Go for steamed one. When it is on it, just take it out. Unless you know you are safe. Like a lady will have a safe period.
Yeah.
If you have seen your labs and you know that, okay, I am safe within these 2 days, 3 days, it's okay. Then you can. Otherwise, very rich in potassium, rich in fats, you have to stay away so that your burden will be low. That shouldn't mean you should think you can't enjoy meals. You can enjoy food. Normally, that is the burden of a renal patient. What can I enjoy? Have I lost the quality of life? Have I lost the fun of life? No, it is just a modified life, a modified taste, so that you can still enjoy life, but with a purpose. Okay, with a purpose. So, this canned fish represent all canned products.
Every single one of them.
Every processed food.
And there are so many on our shelves now, right?
Yes. Every processed food, meaning that for a renal-friendly food, it should be purely natural.
Is it because of the high sodium content in these canned foods?
Yes.
Wow. I've been wanting to ask you, right, are there any healthy snacks for a renal patient?
Okay. So, yes. You can enjoy your apples. Okay. You can enjoy them. You might not want to snack a lot. Yes. Because of the type of snacks we have. But apple has been safe. Watermelon is even there. So then some fruits. Pineapple, yes. So pineapple, apple, watermelon. Even that you stay within the quantity, okay, so that you don't go overboard, you don't overburden, okay. If you don't want to do fruits, let's say you are diabetic, and so you don't want to do fruits, and then do with vegetables and your eggs, okay? And when you are eating, eat enough so that you wouldn't have to snack in between. So what drink can you take? Okay. We are
Fruit
not
juice.
saying don't take
Is that fruit juice?
fruit and vegetable juice.
It has to be a combination.
Yes.
Made fresh.
Made fresh.
Not the canned.
So
or
I should
not the canned.
vegetable juice. So like I should blend onions or tomatoes or something. You've come on this show and brought us here. The green smoothie we did there last time. What we had, like mint, we had cucumber, we had
celery.
Yeah, so it's but onions, you can't have onion juice. But they are vegetables. But you can have tomato juice.
Oh no, don't
so
forget
tomatoes are completely out.
So normally cucumber.
Okay.
To reduce the sugar level.
Okay.
Because most of the renal patients are secondary to either diabetes or hypertension.
Fair enough.
So you don't want to have a pure fruit juice, where even for a healthy patient.
How about smoothies?
Yes, even that we don't want the pure fruits.
Okay.
You know, we don't even encourage pure fruits for a so-called healthy.
And what do you mean by pure fruit?
Pure fruits like, what is your favorite smoothie?
I like a mixture of apples, strawberries. And you can add some green something in there. I'll drink it. Yeah.
So the greens will be the vegetable. So somebody would do pineapple juice, and even it is juice. It's not smoothie.
It's not smoothie.
Taking away the fiber. I went to the mall and I was so hungry. I asked for. I saw ginger pineapple drink. No, smoothie. So I asked for, and they said they were doing it fresh, so I should go and come. As soon as I got there, I asked for my bottle. I saw the trash they had thrown. I said, so it's a juice, not a smoothie. I wish I could take that. Why do you throw all that? And that is so much.
So it's the fiber that you need.
The ginger is gone. The fiber in the ginger has been thrown away, the fiber. And you need these to support your health as well.
And one thing I've noticed is that when I was covering their story at Kolebu, they were always holding a bottle of water, but it had ice in it. Is there a reason for this?
Yes. So those with fluid restriction have an amount of water they can drink. Okay. So you keep sipping, and if you have ice, it takes long for it to melt on your tongue.
Okay, so it doesn't have to do with maybe your body feeling hot
no.
Okay.
It is just a way to hydrate so that you don't drink a lot of water.
But I'm guessing water is on top of the list. But you're not supposed to drink, you're supposed to sip?
Yes. But if you haven't gotten to a stage where doctors will restrict fluids.
Wow.
Okay. At the early stages, even before diagnosis is confirmed, they might ask you to drink a lot to clear.
Right.
Okay. But after a period when disease has been confirmed, then you have to check your fluid level based on your labs. So doctors will restrict based on your labs. And you know, that is also reason why controlling your sodium is very key.
Important.
Because fluid retention.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And sodium, the steps fluid.
Right.
Regulation.
What about milk? I'm guessing no canned milk.
No canned.
But fresh?
Fresh. I would really say
stay away from milk.
Potassium, phosphorus. So you can do just a little. Okay, just a little. But you cannot go and drink.
There's a question here on the use of oil.
Okay.
I don't know, what would be the advice, from a health standpoint in terms of the oil to be used in their cooking? Should we go for the regular oil on the market? Is there a special oil that we can use? There's this other type of oil, usually on the market. They say buy. So I remember the last time I was sent to buy oil, they say buy. The name skipped me. There's a particular thing inside the oil that they usually like. Is it sunflower oil? There's sunflower oil and then there's normal oil, right? Which one is best for the cooking?
Okay, so for a renal patient, I will always say, no matter the quality of oil you are using, the way you prepare it is very key. Okay, so you can go for extra virgin olive oil or cold pressed coconut oil if you can afford.
Are they expensive?
Very expensive for the ordinary. Otherwise, our regular oil, just a little, is okay. So that if you are not stewing, if you are not frying, if you are not, if you are not stewing and frying, doing the sauté stuff, just a little is okay. And the chicken, if you have to eat the chicken because we have to reduce fats, then as we always say, remove the skin, right? Don't come and tell me that is the nicest part. Okay, so when we come to protein, we are emphasizing that we go for the fresh stuff. So if you have the fresh fish, it is preserved, it is preferred. Otherwise, if you have to use tuna, the smoked one, go for the salt-free. Sometimes it can be so deceptive. You go for salt-free and you come home, you use it to cook and you realize it is salty. So ensure that it is salt-free. And then reduce the dry fish.
Important.
Okay. And then reduce the frying. Your precursor has to be avoided or reduced drastically. And for point of emphasis, no canned products, so no tomato paste, no, even the tomato, even the fresh tomato you have to reduce. So why are you going for tomato paste? And so you can enjoy vegetable rice, vegetable stir fry. I wouldn't say fried rice because the way we prepare fried rice, if
it's in this country, is atrocious.
So no fried rice.
What next we'll be looking at? You know, you've done 2 weeks of this. I don't know why you decided to go on this tangent with us, but clearly I think it's been helpful. The word is out there. And guys, please do all to go on our YouTube channel. There's so many conversations, top of my head. And I've done like so many shows, right? So share the message out there, help him. If you know somebody going through this treatment, you can share the link with the person and also encourage the person, right? It's very important. What will we be looking at going forward?
Anemia.
It's very important. I can't wait for that. And we can find you at 37 Military Hospital.
Yes.
And also at the
Discourse
Diet Consult. Can you share the number with us?
0243 126524 or same number 0243126524. The other numbers.
I know. And thank you so much for your time. We are so grateful that you could join us. That's all time will allow us for. We'll take a quick break. When we are back, there's a lot more right here on Sunday Breakfast. Don't go away.
Welcome back. Just gone by a conversation with Enna that we had earlier on diabetes patients and their diet, specific foods that are within our setting that they can easily get, that they can easily afford, and that they can easily consume. Right now it's time for sports, and Bernard Abeku should join back.
And that was good.
Charlie, I'm fantastic.
How are you?
Oh, I'm a miracle. It's always good to be here, you know.
Why are you in black? Are you protesting something?
Oh, no. I just chose it. I felt
the color.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm being a typical Ghanaian by asking you that because, you know, normally...
But you say that off camera is that, you know, when you wear
black is the color. Yeah. But it is the color. That's why I said I'm being a typical Ghanaian by asking you that question.
Well, I just decided to today, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Quickly, I want to pick your thoughts on our new coach.
Our new coach. I think he's one who calls for attention for himself and allow players to operate. From his presser, I've gone through his presser again and listened to how he addressed the media and gathered funds for himself, i.e. support for himself. I feel he is one who's got cool heads with the public and want to give the pressure to the players behind closed doors. Like what Pep Guardiola does when he's not on the field or touchline, if you want to put it. But when he gets in that dressing room, the way he pushed these guys to go and deliver. I think this is the kind of manager we've gotten. I think we've gotten a manager who demands a lot from his players as well. I think we've gotten a manager who knows how to play the politics and leave the interaction for the fandom or the fans out there and just cool down to look in between the lines and get players that can give him that opportunity to excel. Why do I say this? He sets an agenda of, I'm not going to take my eye off the local league. I'm going to pay attention and see what I get from that. Then the following day, he's at the Black Galaxies training grounds, observing what we formerly called our local Black Stars, which is the debate now. I think he's smart to have gone like, I'm not going to kick out names. If you're experienced, then you can grind the result. You are the guy I'm waiting for, and I'll give you an opportunity to play, because we've been calling for Andre Morgan, Dede Ayew, whether he's going to be included, the Ayew brothers, and all of that. He had a way he played that politics around, and I feel we've gotten a manager. If you look at the backdrop of where we've come from, a manager who comes and tells us that, I use spoon to drink tea, I use fork to eat rice, I use my hands to eat fufu. That kind of manager. To a manager who tells you that, look, I'm a competitor, I'm a winner, I'm not coming to play defensive or offensive, I'm just a winner. I look at the situation ahead of me, project a plan that guarantees that success I would need at that point in time, and just go for it. That's the kind of manager I believe we have now. Look, watching that interview or that presser again, I feel that's the kind of manager we've gotten. Where
do you stand on the debate that started on World Cup Central?
I knew what I wanted to say on that show. I had not planned it. I was just waiting for that opportunity. I've been around players. The only way local players, I should say. The only way to get our local players that attention is through this means. We don't always, Michael Otieje was building an argument the last time on the show, because she referenced it, that there's nowhere in the world that we have a quota. We don't have to wait for the world to follow what they are doing. Sometimes we have to create a pathway for our talent we have here. Look, but for faith and belief, Antoine Semenyo wouldn't have been at this level we see him to be, because he was rejected by Arsenal, because he was rejected by Tottenham Hotspur, because he was rejected by Millwall and the likes. He decided not to go off football, go back to school and play through the college football system, and then got an opportunity. Yes, he's a Ghanaian, he didn't play in the local league, he was born in the UK, and all of that in a space. But he didn't give up. These boys in the local stream, look, Kumasi Asante Kotoko was able to attract the Brazilians into our football because of his excellence, of course, Otumfo Osetutu, right? Because of the king. Because there was money to, anytime they feel they are getting pressed, they go to the king and they get money to attract players from other countries to come and play and make Kotoko better. The only reason why our local league seem the way it is because there's no money. There's no money. Look, Jindo Morishita came to play. He's the first Japanese to play in the Ghana Premier League. He came to play for Cape Coast Mysterious Ebusia Dwarfs because of the relationship Nana Samji Badla had with business folks in Japan. We must find a way to bring money into the system. And mind you, all those clubs that then Semenyo had played for en route to becoming a star at Manchester City or Bournemouth to Manchester City are going to earn what we call, what's the right word? Compensation and solidarity. When he made that move and they paid Bournemouth, all the clubs are going to benefit from it. So imagine, this is national team level. We sell our player as part of the 26-man squad. They put the list out and everybody around the globe. How many are we now in the world? I've forgotten the exact number, but I'm sure we are over, even in Ghana, say over 30 million, right? So globally, the clubs are seeing, okay, this guy, you know, in the 26-man squad, if he's not good, they won't put him there. I think I need to go research about him. Look, Edmond Addo, respectfully, and again I say, with all due respect, I know he's playing outside. It's not better than Salim in terms of receiving ball.
Who's Edmond Addo?
Salim Adams. There's a guy, one of them guys that plays in Europe. He's a Ghanaian. We once got him the opportunity to come into the Blasters, and I'll do further research.
But is he still in the team?
Oh, we are looking at the final squad that's be going for the World Cup.
Was it called for the Austria-Germany game?
I need to go through the.
I don't think it was called.
I need to go through. But what my argument is, he's been in the national team before. Okay. So if players are getting opportunity to come into the national team, it means, look, and Jude, I say this, if you get an opportunity to play your national team, it shoots your price in the market transfer. It gives you value. And we are not deliberately adding value to our local players, my argument. And again, it needs to be deliberate. And it's not as if the boys are not even playing good football and all of that. Okay? I was once watching a football game and Koundé of Barcelona made an error. The people were saying that there's one defender in Accra House of Folk. Oh, I've forgotten his name. Well, maybe the name will come. They were saying, this guy is better than Koundé. They are just taking that game and the game he played the week before. Players who are well exposed have right facilities they train at. We all saw that a little over $15 million investment into AFC Bournemouth Academy. I'm not sure Tobe Afede, the king, across the folks majority shareholder, used $15 million to put that project up at Pobiman. But what I'm saying is that if he gets a player who's performing and gets to the World Cup, like a free Barney did, he's going to benefit from, if that money is not going to go up, that $355 million US, that's going to be distributed to clubs who project players into the World Cup. We are talking about money. Football is business. So why are we taking that spectacle off? If football is business, indeed we must strategize and get our local league strong. And then there's that argument, people who say it's a private man investment. What's that talk? Football, they are private entities coming together to form a... Football is a private game. FIFA itself is not a government agency or a company. FIFA is somebody sitting on its own, has its own regulations and laws and doing its stuff. Same with Confederations of African Football and by extension the Ghana Football Association. And the Ghana Football Association is made up of clubs.
You have to take a break.
Let's do that break.
We'll take a break. When you come back, we'll give you the chance to further the argument. It's still Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. The sports segment is what you're watching. We'll take a quick break. When we're back, we have more. Don't go away.
In Christ alone, my hope is found, my God. Hey.
Hello, family. This is Reverend Andrews Nawintia. I want to personally invite you and your family to the family consecration service. In a time when families are facing so many pressures and distractions, it is important to pause, come together, and realign our lives with God. This service is a moment to pray, a moment to dedicate our homes, our children, and our future into the hands of God. It is also a time for us to believe God together for healing, restoration, and fresh direction. The Bible says in Joshua chapter 24 and the verse 15, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." This is an opportunity to make this declaration real in your family. Join us on Friday, 1st May at 6 a.m. at the Oil Dome, Royal House Chapel International, Accra. Come with your loved ones. Come with your family. Come expectant. God is ready to meet your family. I look forward to seeing you there. God bless you.
Scorned by the ones he came. to say till on that cross when Jesus.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel 1 TV. Bernard Abeko is our guest for the sports segment, where the spotlight today is on the Black Stars. New head coach Carlos Queiroz was announced earlier this week. I was at the press actually, and also debates around the inclusion of Ghana-based players, not necessarily local players, but Ghana-based players, right? And we are having this discussion on Sunday Breakfast. So, Abek, we are making a point.
Yeah, so Edmond Addo was part of that 2021 squad for the qualifier. I think he played against Ethiopia.
He was playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's not in the team anymore, so I don't know why you're using him to make an argument.
He can,
but no problem.
He's at Real Star Belgrade on loan. He can get a chance to get into the Black Stars.
But why is it that when people compare players who are good in the Premier League, local league, and can compete in the Black Stars, you always compare it to like a Kwesi Sebo, you compare to players like which other name did they even mention? Jonas Adete. But why don't you compare to like Pate, to Kudus, to Semenyo? I'm coming. Let me ask the question. I ask the questions here.
That's fine.
Is it because in the Premier League we don't have players who are good enough like Kudus, who are good enough like Semenyo, who are good enough like Iñaki? Because all the time we are comparing them to Sebo, we are comparing them to players who struggle in the team.
Is Sebo in the Black Stars setup?
He is part of the Black Stars assistant stand.
Which player did you mention again?
Jonas Adete.
Is he not in a squad?
Yeah, but why don't you compare them to Kudus, for example?
When you are doing certain arguments, you put Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo out of the scope. The likes of Modric, Andre Pirlo, the names are there. You know when to play certain argument. The Thomas Partey's are unique examples. We don't have even the entire Arsenal midfield machinery having a player that perfectly replaced Partey when he left. Let's leave Partey in his kingdom. He's a unique example. There are players who we've given opportunity in the Black Stars who've been shambolic. It is there, the argumented, the tapes are there, you can go and watch
and
it.
Some of them are local Ghana-based players.
They look Ghana-based players, mostly they don't get to play.
Oh, but that's, I think it's...
Mostly, they don't get to play. But for these players we call, who get opportunity to play, we sit basically, oh, Charlie, this guy in the local league is better than him. But when it gets to the real call-up situation, then we tend to look down on the players. When we saw them players play for the Black Stars, we condemned and compared them to a local player. Then when it gets to real call-up situations, we don't even look at them at all. Because in our thinking, so
your argument is that
local league, there's this saying we have out there, local league negu. And it is by some, like I say respectfully, when we go out to do a random check and find out from the folks out there, the top 3 players in the Ghana Premier League, even now that it's on TV, people will struggle. Respectfully.
Whose fault is it?
I feel it's a whole scheme from the FA. It's the FA's fault, because this is branding and marketing. So it is at the doorstep of the FA. The clubs have their bits to do, but they can't go and sign TV deals. The most they can go is making their social media presence super active. And there they have restrictions, because they also have to even pay before they get the film of their own game they are playing.
The footage, you mean?
The footage, I mean. So it's always difficult for the club. That is why I'm saying that money there needs to come into that club. Then if the money comes into the club and the clubs are not using it effectively, per the quota system we speak of. Then we can question the clubs.
So we should have local-based. Your argument essentially is that we should have local-based players we are sending to the World Cup because Absolutely. They are not necessarily better than.
They are better. They are better.
They are better.
I've cited an example. I told you about the Edmond situation, and you checked them out.
Yeah, but Edmond Ado is not even in the.
This is your Black Stars that play now. You can't sit here and say that the Black Stars play shambolic and the Black Stars are not good. You were calling for a certain goalkeeper in the woods to be given an opportunity over Benjamin Asari, and all the goalkeepers who below Asari or before him are playing in other European scenes. And Benjamin Asari came and defined the odds. He switched where there was.
He has switched what?
Is that?
He has switched what?
No, I'm not. He switched the tempo.
To what?
The tempo to not conceding. They call him clean sheet. Who the Black Stars?
Who calls him clean sheet?
How many goals has he considered in the Black Stars? Check. Go. We are allowed in research.
No, I mean,
to check
fair enough. We don't have time, so make the point.
Yeah. Oh, we don't have time. You know, when you are bringing certain arguments.
No problem.
So look, the boys have just not been given the opportunity. And it's as simple as such. I have been in meetings with scouts outside who picked a boy from, I'm unable to put his name out. And I was telling people that, look, here, if a player is about to make a move and you put his name out there, if you don't take it, the move will never happen. When I was with Dwarfs in 2021-2022 season, AAK Ghent wrote and inquired of the services of Elia Kofi Jr. And the documents are there. If you punch into our friend website, Ghana Soccer Net, you see the story. When the story popped up, there were a lot of calls, and the deal one way or another.
So, interesting. But you're generally confident around Carlos Queiroz, right?
I'm confident.
You think he will do the job?
Yeah.
What would success look like for him?
Get us to the semi-finals of the World Cup.
So if he gets to the quarters, he's failed.
I don't feel he's hit his target. Per his portfolio as a manager. But for the country Ghana, he gets to the quarters, that's fine. But for him as a manager, that's what I'm saying, he invites attention to himself and then leave the rest for Ghanaian. But him as a manager, that's why he calls this his difficult...
the biggest challenge.
The biggest challenge, I should say, yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Your Chelsea will be playing. Your team
in the semi-final.
Your team has two caucus. There's caucus in your team. The Spanish caucus and the English caucus. They are destroying your team.
What time should we join your radio? NTV?
2 to 5 p.m. is the time for the Republic of Football. You have to be listening to the Chelsea analysis.
I hear you.
Today you intentionally took me off Beyond Blaster stuff and all of that.
Guys, thank you so much for being a part of our show this morning. We are really grateful that you could join us. And of course, those who sent in messages that we couldn't read, we'll try and gather the message and send to the relevant authorities. Roxanne Richmond, right, is the PR for the Ministry of... And I think he's doing a good job. He's trying to engage people and address their concerns. So we'll forward it to him so they know the situation in your locality. But thank you so much for watching. Catch you same time next week. My name is Jude Duncan.
And I am Inu Safo.
Thank you. Bye-bye.